Okay, we go. I'm listening.
Hello?
Yes, Timothy.
Oh, yeah. So I can ask the question?
Yes, we can start with a question from yesterday's session.
Okay. All right. Uh, Thank you so much, Gerald. I do, I do really learn a lot through these laws, and they put a big challenge on my life and how I live to operate in a better way so that I can take advantage of these laws because I truly uh, was enlightened to the fact that indeed, whether you know the laws or not, they will have to work, they will apply. So ignorance cannot really stop them. And
Yes.
so I actually see many clever people, especially the pastors, try to use some of these laws. And maybe that's where they get
Mm.
where they are because sometimes you look at them as managing
Yes,
to
they know many
amass.
things that we don't.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. So now with that, by the way, because of this, I actually shared in so many. It's just a pity that for now we are just a few of us. Now, in line with
Don't worry about numbers. You see, your job is to share. Huh?
okay,
If they come or not, like imagine the disappointment I would put myself in if I was to be in charge of other people coming or not.
okay,
So that is one of the laws actually. Respect others, respect the other side,
mm,
be responsible for your own energy.
okay, and work
Mm,
towards your own development, like you are saying.
exactly.
Okay, so now, um, naturally, I guess this is the human being in me that you're trying to train to attune to certain laws and ways of working. But
Yes.
naturally, as a human being, there is going to be that humanness, there's going to be a sort of fear, there's going to be a sort of doubt. Um,
Mm,
so for the laws that you're talking over and the things that we have to manifest, that we have to think, we have to wish, we have to we have to pray for, we have to already see them as happening and then they will happen.
mhm.
Uh, some of these there is that challenge because you one, yes, as human beings, there is a part uh, where you feel you cannot really wish things to go your way because we've seen it all over. And
Mm,
maybe I'm thinking maybe it's not entirely that people are not following the laws.
mm,
So I say one, of course, as Christians, we also know that as human beings, there is a fallen being. We have in a fallen world. Maybe you might want things to attune a certain way, but then
mm,
because of the original sin of Adam, you're thinking the world will have those consequences of suffering, sickness, and things not exactly working out in a perfect way. But also, you're thinking the other human beings can be may not really want to, they can be working against you because of the nature of being human beings and some like being evil. Maybe they'll put so many things in your way and therefore they will disadvantage you. For example, if you want to have, let me say, a rising up and advancing at work, I cannot only pray and envision and wish that I get a promotion. I don't know how much of the envisioning and wishing and calling towards your way the promotion really actually gets you a promotion in an environment if there is negativity or if there are other forces trying to work against you. So I'm trying to look out for a certain balance of reality or you're thinking this is the reality we have to change and that is in the godlike nature. But I'm also thinking maybe we are not really God as yet, or even if we work through Him or can exactly be like Him, but I'm still feeling, no, maybe I cannot really create certain things to the perfect way or exactly the way God did it. So there is that that doubt, the fear that I can say all the prayers, but also leave room for the human bit or the reality if it takes charge. Can I take on something like that, or I have to go fully believe in the creation and manifestation of some of these laws in my life? Yeah. A little bit
So,
of run. Yes.
are you asking one by one, or there are going to be other? I mean, you want to ask at once?
Yeah, you wanted at once.
No,
Okay.
actually, I would rather I take on one at a time, as long as
Okay.
you have them ready.
Okay.
And actually, for me, what I want to do again from my own meditation is have these kinds of sessions where people ask questions. The questions are more teaching than me preparing something.
That's
so I want
true.
to prepare content, I share it. Then we have sessions where people can ask, and I attempt to answer from the knowledge that I have, from the experiences that I have, so that we can learn together. I can see there is actually a Jacqueline joining. They won't know what exactly we are starting with. We are still joining. So what you mentioned is a very, very valid concern, and I'm already sharing my screen, so I don't want to tamper with it and put on my phone. But I'm sorry, my face. But I wish some things they tell us when you want to talk to people. It's better to see their face and see how genuine they are. It has some water in it. But what I want to say, these are struggles that everybody goes through. So long as you're still in the human body, there are some struggles you're going to go through. There is a level of oneness with God that you still have some level of doubt. Remember, I want to believe you're Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, when Jesus was on the cross, remember how he said, God, why do you forsake me?
Yeah.
Huh? But there is a
Yes.
level when you wait, and sometimes you feel that probably it will not work. Probably it's too much. That's why they said God made himself human, poured himself out. And he did many great things, but there were also some limitations. Sometimes the human body is limited. A God in a human body is limited to you. It's like when you get your money and put it in a house. You know you can't use that money even to buy food. So it's the same that we have to appreciate that the godly power in man is limited power, in the sense that it is pride and it does not know as much as the other. But remember our whole purpose of Jacqueline, you're welcome. That's the name I see there. Okay. So the whole thing is that one is to be aware, to be in the know that you're one with God, and that God is always on your side. It's the primary knowledge that you are not anything without God. Without God minus God, you are nothing. You cannot even be. To just say I am is God himself. And you know all human beings I am. I will have a session on the I am at one time. Now, it's have that knowledge first of all, that for every expression that you do, there is a God in you, a supreme being in you, a divine being in you that enables things to happen, even though you have that element of free will. And that free will is the one that makes us sometimes doubt. If you look at the sin, you're saying that what sin did Adam commit and Eve? So that we are clear, because you're saying because of that sin, what is the sin they committed?
Eating the forbidden fruit.
What is the forbidden fruit?
Wanting to be like.
One. Pardon?
They wanted to be like God.
They wanted to be like God. Aha. Now, you see, We are going to be going through a number of things over the year. I've committed this year to this teaching so that people understand the Bible, and I sometimes use the Tao, the Tao, the Hindu texts, Buddhism, the Kata for the Jewish, but we need to understand these things very well. Now, if you are not very far from the mark, what they call sin. What is sin? First of all, sin. You know what sin means? When they say you have sinned,
disobedience to God.
Disobedience to God. Now, if you want to understand these words well, I pray that find time, every word you read, go and search for its meaning in Greek for New Testament, because the New Testament was really picked from Greek, while the Old Testament is in Hebrew. It was first in Hebrew. So get to know those words in Hebrew and see what they mean and the context in which they were used. As you know, even in our own languages, some words do not mean what they sound face value, but exactly what they mean. Now, sin in actual sense means missing the mark. Like you're supposed to act a particular way. You're expected to act in a particular way, but you don't go up that way. Sin is different from transgression or trespasses.
Okay.
Now, you know, in the Lord's Prayer, we don't pray that don't let us sin. We say to trespass against others. So the usual forgiveness we are really seeking in the world is about transgressions and trespassing. Now, people think that is the real sin. Actually, why they even call it in our language, you know, they say I'm sure you're the Timothy I know.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Sin is the failure to meet the mark of being one with God.
Okay.
And it's why we are returning you people back to that oneness. Now, if you realize, before you have read the Bible, I'm not sure the name of doctrine, but you see, if you see the creation story, Adam is created. The Bible tells us was created in Genesis 1:26, 26, 27. God created, ordered the things in order, but create male and they say male and female created he them, not so?
Yes.
But Adam was only one.
Yes.
And the Bible in chapter 2 of Genesis, I think it's 2:20 there, it's when they tell us that after he had named all the animals, he realized he did not have what? A companion, not so? Or why you don't read that much?
Sorry, I might have missed the question.
Now, I mean is that Adam, when Adam was created, and Eve, they were created at the same time, male, because they tell us male and female created he them.
Yes.
In 1:26.
Yes. Yes.
28. But in Genesis 2:20 or 22 thereabout, it's when they tell us that after Adam had named all animals, so it's only Adam acting,
Yes.
Eve is nowhere. But remember, Eve has already been created. So it's in that time after Adam had named all things, he realized he has no companion.
Companion, yeah. Yes.
Now, how did he realize he has no companion? Once he realized God saw that he was what they call alone. But that alone, when you go deep into scripture, as I'm telling you, the pastors you're saying know more than you and normal people know. Some of us have had to study also to some level of enlightenment. Alone actually means all one. That everything is still in one person. So when it's all one, alone, it's not alone as in lonely. So he named the animals and realized you could not live with them. It's not the companionship he needed. Then because he has his oneness with God, God immediately realized the same thing, and then they say he took a rib from what?
Adam.
From Adam, and created what? Eve. But remember, Eve had already been created within Adam.
Yes.
Huh? So the thing is, whatever it is that we wish, we desire, everything is already created. It is within you. It is within. And this journey is to help you to be at peace with yourself. Know thyself. Understand thyself. So that you can start expressing like a master. The one who knows. And once you return back that oneness. Now, what we lost when Adam sinned is there was no need of saying that you get level like God. You know, the sin is that disconnection from God. That Adam was already connected. Whatever he would feel, he knew how to get his food. We don't see us being told how he would get food, whether he would cook, because he was maintaining the oneness with God. When you are one with your creator, with your parents, you do what you wish. You know when to serve food. You know everything flows perfectly. But once you start lugez, so to speak, why do we eat at this time? Why does this happen like this? Why do So the sin is actually that disconnect. So by telling them that you will be as, if you eat this, you'll be as clever, he made them disconnect from God. And remember, Satan was the same issue. The one we call Satan, or the Satan.
Yes.
It's that part of the holy creation that thought that it was as clever and as wanted to be like a source, like wanting to be equal to your father. Father means source. So it's the same trend we are coming with. So every time you wish, that's why we're saying our oneness with God is not of equals.
Okay.
It's of father and son, father and child. You are one with your father. You know, which you call him, there are things, when you go in his house, you sit, because you are one, you are one, you are one, you know it. And this oneness, we must know it, not believe it, not believe it. Belief is good, belief is good. But the belief, the way it is said is, belief will keep you with some doubt. You have to get to this level with a sense of knowing. You want to say there is a difference between knowing and believing. For example, do you believe we are talking together?
Pardon?
Do you believe
Yes,
we are?
Yes, we are. We are talking together. Yeah.
No, but do you believe it or you know it?
Yes.
No, I'm saying there is a difference between, you want me to understand the difference between belief and knowing.
Okay. Yes.
So when you say believe, it means there is some doubt. We need to return to knowing. You know, when you know you are one, you know your mother loves you. You don't have to believe that she loves you. Knowing is a graduated level of belief.
Believing.
So many of us want to believe in God. That problem you are saying of wishing things into being, others may not work against it. It is the doubt that Satan brought into the world. The Satan, what they call the Satan, or the enemy. What they brought in you, that doubt, disconnect you. You know, some people, this so-called Satan can even disconnect you from your own brother. That's all kinds of talks. They don't like you. They say this behind your back. They do this. Even at work, it's what is happening. That people who do one, what actually comes in, that Satan, by language, they become more here. Like you're okay, but they take you off track. Because when we are born, when everybody is born, they are sure about the oneness with God. Children know this. Since I know I can take the liberty to explain some of these things. You see, a child comes to this world and they know they are boss. They immediately cry for attention. Not so?
Yeah.
And they have to be attended to. It's not a choice. They know it's not a choice. They know it. And they start their life without. I want you to observe the life of a child, and you will understand why Jesus said, let the little children come to me. Because God is what? It's theirs. Because the children have a oneness with their parents. They have a kind of faith a kind of knowing. You know the difference between faith and belief is faith is a knowing. You are sure. You have some level of trust. When a child asks, I don't know if you have children, do you?
I have one.
You have one. And do they talk? Are they already talking age? Now, if they're already talking age, you know when they say, bring me this, you think they have any doubt in them? They are sure 100%. That you will bring it, and you are the source of everything. So we need to have that faith of a little child. We are also God's little children. If we can have that amount of faith, so when you wish something and trust God to give it to you, you have to be like that child. Do you know that God will give it? So if it's a promotion you want, the Satan is not a person in the sense we think to say, just like Satan. And these are energies, good energy and bad energy, and they're all in you.
Okay.
That's why we say everybody has those 2 points. Something says do this, another don't. I don't do that. All the good spirit and the spirit is energy. We talked about that yesterday. So that energy that is telling you that people will not wish you well, that is the enemy. Nobody cannot wish you well. God wishes you well. God wishes you well. His love is already full, enough. There's nothing else you need to add. Now, once you know that, and you need to know the fact that you breathe, the fact that you have the sun coming to you, for the things that you have, it's already a manifestation of God's love for you. And the date that we have is to give glory to Him. And this, I told you, glory means reflect godliness in us. So the question masters ask, or people who are seeking this mastery, is what would God do in this situation? If you can just learn that little, what would God do? Because you have a God being in you. The I am that you say you are, that precedes every other identity, is God Himself. So what would God do? Would God be worried about people who are not wishing you well? Would God be worried things will not turn out correctly? Or you know that somehow things will work out for good? Now, that's the challenge. It is up to you. If you don't have that faith, if you don't reach that level of knowing, then it's going to be hard. But as much as I can tell you, I told you already at the beginning, that I know that struggle, I also go through it. I'm also learning. It has taken me like 2-3 years of deep study and deep doing these things that come out often do this kind of thing. Because you have to test, you might say things that are, wayward, or may think you're excited with something once in a while. So it's normal, but just like you learn to walk, I'm sure you have seen your baby if they are at walking age. It does not start immediately. You stand and then you start running. When they start the first time, they actually what? Who tells the baby to start walking?
It's within them.
It is within. He knows I must walk. It's within. So even you, once you have that knowledge that whatever I want actually is already available, and it's made available by God, who is our Father, and I can get it if I want it. So the challenge becomes maintaining that connection with God, maintaining that connection with the God self of you, with your higher self, and to be in that assuredness to the extent that rain, like I usually tell people, when I was growing up, they used to tell us, like, commanding rain or stopping rain is a preserve of some people. But one of the I have had to learn to test on is the ability, for example, to stop rain. Every human being has that power. If you know the right thing, you can command any world. But now you are laughing. And that's the thing that human beings think they cannot. Yet God has given you the power. So even when you stop, sometimes you can stop it and it increases. But when you have assuredness, it will increase, then you see it subsiding.
Wow.
And it stops. It is how it is. And these are forces. We said everything is energy. I'm sure at your age, you have people who have attempted to threaten you.
Yeah.
When they attempt, they are trying to see how much courage you have. When they rise, you walk over, they will certainly walk you over. People can even pick your car and go with it without your permission. You know, thieves, what they do. So the enemy, that bad energy will always be there. And if you are fearful, it will come even harder on you. It will even bring some seeming evidence. But once you are sure, once you develop that certainty, that confidence that you are with God, nothing. The power of God is bigger than any power of the devil or the Satan, whatever you call that bad energy. So for you, if you want to achieve, and it's a journey. Remember what we said? It's a journey. Don't think that you're going to start today. It might even take a year to be now comfortable. Even in your comfort, remember, we are all beings of God. We said yesterday, it's the first law of the universe. And each being has something unique they bring in this united song. So don't expect that all things will be good. There will be those that are good, there will be those that are not good because they are not in your line. And it is nature's, it's the universe's role to tune you back to the things that you are supposed to do. Some of the things that are failing is just energies directing you. But that is an awareness you have when you know that you are one with God. And if it is meant, it will happen. And there is another law which I will teach about in 2-3 days that I did not include in this, called the law of non-resistance. Things of God you don't resist. The child starts standing, then they touch things, they move like that. Then people they start standing independently. All this process they know by themselves. It's already in. But you have to do some action. If a child knows and they don't do anything, then nothing will happen. So I expect if you want a promotion at work, you have to ask for that divine, ask your divinity. When we say the best time is every time you wake up in the morning, give a command to the day what you want to be. How do you want the day? It's you with the power. But many of us don't think we have the power. You have the power, tell the day how it should be. You have the power. I think I even shared the verse. If you can master that level of understanding, tell your day how you want it to be. Then when you are going in the night, you're going to sleep, that's the time your spirit is going to take over your higher self, because you are off the worldly worries and all. Tell it also what you want to see, what you want to know. Ask it to tell you, inform you. And God said he talks to his people in dreams and vision. So that you have a good vision. So that you get, tell them to show you signs. Show me signs of information. You'll be there, something we tell you, click here. I even don't know what brought you to this. You know where we shared, many people saw and they didn't come. You think, why did you come? Something is calling you. They tell us when the student is ready, the master does what? So this is about you, not about me. This is about you. Because you are ready to run this, it's why you are able to read that. You could have jumped it, to click, to join. You are the one who came in the group to say, let's continue the live because you have things to ask. It's you always, not me. So this is not happening because of me. But many of us live a victim mindset. We think things are happening to us. Yet we are actually the ones that can decide how things happen. So the same way you made this session take place is the same way your job is to express yourself and maintain that connection of knowing you have a loving Father that is the source of all. And once you wish, that Father will give you, loves you, will give you in due time. So you have to stop forcing, you have to stop forcing too much expectation, saying it must happen today, it must happen tomorrow. That's not godly. The things of God are already defined. We said yesterday, a plant takes its time. Each plant it has been defined will take this long to grow. Even if you stay up late in the night, make it grow faster. And that's part of trust. You can't say because you have a lot of money, you will impregnate your wife and they give birth in 2 months. Not there. It's a law. There are laws. For you, if you're not connected to God, then you want to say, this my duty just to grow like this. There are laws, my friend. And you have to give them time. Because you remember, you're not alone. If you have money in the bank, you cannot eat that money. Though we say the term eating money. You have to keep the money, go buy something, it will be cooked first. Then you eat. Right? There are these laws Once you're in a physical realm, you have to follow. So bear with them. They are just part of the journey. Take it to achieve. But once you pass on that desire is your achievement. Do you have a Bible with you? Anyway, we shall have sessions about the heart, because where we have to ask these things is in the heart. God is in the heart. I think I will take like 3 days teaching about the heart. That you to go inside your heart, trying to go inside your heart in a calm way and ask. If you ask, you get answers. It's what the Bible is teaching us. I don't want to blame anybody. I don't know why these things don't come out clearly, but God is in the heart. God is not anywhere far. The knowing, we know from the heart, not the brain. The brain is the doubting thing in your body. It is part of your soul, of your mind, but the doubting, always looking and trying to be clever part. But remember, there is a surrender, just like you surrender to your father. Now, if you're married, you surrender to your wife. You have a knowing. Do you go home expecting to be that they might, hurt you in the night when you're sleeping, you're powerless?
No.
No? Do you think that this food might have poison?
Not at all.
No. There is a knowing. You know it. You know it. You surrender. When you go to a restaurant, you buy your food and eat. You've surrendered and you have lived up to now. So all these other worries are the lies of the Satan, of that tempter, trying to remove you from. Once you're connected, it will happen. That is what I can assure you. If you tell that rain, I want you to test it, because we say these things, don't believe them. Test it by yourself. Find something. Start from pure also. Then I can tell you other things. Tell it. Think of someone and tell them to call you. But you have to think lovingly of them. Somebody you have not met for long. Think of them, give them a minute thinking of them lovingly and ask them to call you. Say you want to talk to them. You do it for a week and see. These things, say what they have. If there's someone you want to see urgently, tell them that you want to see them. By the power of God, I want to see you. And I'm sure, thank you for accepting to see me, in case they are. Because the Bible tells us, those of us who follow the Bible, that you have to believe it is already yours in order to get it. So we should be going to God to thank, because faith has a knowing. You know what they say in the Bible? What do they say in the Bible?
Faith, substance of things not seen.
And the substance of things not seen, and
I've forgotten the other part.
Randy? You know the verse? It is in Hebrews.
Hebrews, is it 13:1?
11:1, I think.
11:1, okay.
11:1. 11:1. You have the Bible there?
It's quite far.
So it is now, faith is confidence in what we hope for. This is the international version. So it's the evidence of things not seen and hope of things hoped for. Assurance of things that we do not see. And that is the key secret of this universe. If you look at the Genesis story, it is the key secret we are dealing with. That everything that is comes from what cannot, everything that is seen comes from things that are not seen. So if you don't learn, many of us are working in the scene. You want to impress your boss directly. Instead of working in them through prayer, through your head, in the unseen. Send them love. Think of them lovingly. Wish them well. Pray for them. Send them a blessing. Send yourself a blessing to work well, for them to see you well. You have to start your mechanics in the unseen so that they can be seen. Now, I think I've gone too much into answering that, but I hope I have answered. Once you believe and work on it, and you have pure faith, you have the evidence, because evidence means it is there, not so?
Yes.
Yeah. So faith has that knowing. There is evidence. You know that this I already have it. So you are just waiting, just like that child I told you. Think about the children every time. They are so sure. The child, even if you tell him we don't have money, what does he say? Does the child say? Tomorrow they will be asking again.
Yeah.
To them, there is no lack. They know the father is the Elon Musk of the world. It is you despising yourself. But the child who came from God recently has all the will. But little do we listen. And the master told us, be like these little children. Let them come to, because they have a lot of faith. You see a child riding, as I was coming, I saw a child riding a car very seriously. For them, they know it's a real car. But if you have gotten serious in yourself, you don't even want to wish things, to imagine things. Yet it's the only way things come into being. Even traditionally, they make children out of those things. Creation is part of you, is part of your DNA. Making things be, making things come true. It's been there in our African cultures, it's everywhere. So if you want something, it can come to be, so long as you persist in that perception of it. It will come. There is no way to refuse, unless it will not come. It is how everything that is made has been made. People get a vision, a desire, they insist on it. This time has to make a computer to look like this. They look for ways, they test this. It is not a straight, there's nothing that is straight in this world. You have to find things. You have to find out things, part of the question, because you have to mold them. So be persistent in that desire of yours, and you live to tell the story.
Amen.
I think we can go to the second question. Jacqueline, how are you? Okay, we can go ahead, but I would have loved to check in with her to know if this makes sense for her as well. So we can go to the next question.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, indeed, you have thoroughly answered that first question.
Thank you.
Yes. So, as I was reading ahead in the laws, of course, I was still in that realm really of the human limitation and not having that enough faith like a child's. So I came across these laws and I'm saying, okay, could it be that these laws are the ones that are taking care of the little of that time when I was doubting? We have the law of inquiry.
Yes.
I think I found it was number 24. It was to do with, of course, you ask, but then it has an answer of yes and no.
Yes.
Meaning there could be an answer of no.
Yes.
So I was trying to say, okay, maybe this is of course, the laws cannot contradict each other, but they only complement. So I was saying, okay, maybe this is the law that will speak to the times when I do not get something as I would have wished or hoped or prayed or wanted manifested. So,
yes. Remember what we talked about the cause and effect.
Pardon?
Remember, if you want to see, you must be at its cause level by thinking about it positively. If the world returns a no, they're telling us no, that is not meant to be. Just like if you go to university, what you study the course that they give you, do you apply? But the university decides to continue what you do. So there has to be that level of surrender to the universe.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you are asking a question. You're going on. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes. So I had married that law of inquiry, and then there was the one of 21 was warning or premonitions we get.
Yes.
So I was trying to find a way of putting them together. I was like, okay, so if you pray for something to manifest, and then it was supposed to be a flight out of Uganda, then on the day of flying out, the,
Mm.
the flight is cancelled.
Mm.
Now, in the explanation of the premonition, there was that bit of it could be a warning of something. So I was like, okay, so how can these now work together? You prayed, manifestation, but now wouldn't that call for more praying and removing that canceling instead of so that you can still continue with your journey?
Now remember, the laws are there. Huh? One of the things
Yes.
you have to, that's why you are studying these laws. That's why I thought of them on first. People need to know their laws. Huh? Their laws, their laws. Hmm? That's why I think they even a law of three,
Yeah.
the law of three, which if something happens 3 times, it's very, you have to be aware it's a warning. Hmm? So these laws are supposed to be understood together, not in isolation. Now remember, we said a desire is a sign that what you want is there. So if you have prayed, you have wished it, and it has come and there is a delay, it could be, it is both. It does not mean every time a no appears, it's really a real no.
Okay.
You have a woman, since you have a child. You know how you got her. Did she say yes the first time? These are laws. If a man wants to marry and he believes the no is a no, he will remain single forever. You know that. So it's the same. There has to be a level of persistence. You're expected to persist. But what this law is telling you that if the law three is that if it happens, like there are 3 things more than 3 times, then that could be a real no. That could be a real no. But it's about this law of warning we're talking about. It's about you. It's also called you know what, premonition, that something bad is about to happen. Because bad things are in this world. I told you yesterday that energy is neutral. God is neutral. People find it hard, and I'm sorry if you're very religious, people find it to believe that God is also neutral. God does not like or hate you. God is just absolute love. But love, that's why when someone loves you, they will even deny you money. They know will lead you into trouble. Not so?
Okay. That's true. Yeah.
Not blind love. You know, let me spoil. We talk about spoiling children. So that higher level, just like we said, power, electricity is electricity. You touch it, it will burn you. Fire is fire. Like you look in the sun, what will happen? The sun is good, lights for you, it gives you, some vitamins. But if you look straight into it, what will happen? So there are all these difficulties that come, that may be a result of our actions or a result of other power. What this way is telling us, let's be aware that sometimes we are being warned.
Okay.
You, when you apply, you know this law, you are much higher than the one who does not know something about the warning.
Yes.
For example, me, one time I was leaving office, I was with my children in the night. It was holiday, people were not here, and it was night anyway. Like they had left the office open, and I had something telling me I had a sudden need for going to the bathroom. They rang. I was like, yeah, but I've just left and I was okay. I park outside. I don't have parking at my office. I reached the car, the same thing. And then I came back to Susu only to find that the office was open. Like God, if you're one with God, there is always a warning. Nothing happens without warning. If you look at the times you have either bounced, as they say, you're going to see someone at the office and you bounced, there must have been warnings telling you to do something else, or call them fast, or do everything. If you are one with God, because remember you have the higher self, you're one with God. A part of you, the spirit part of you, is spirit, is one with God. But there do we listen to it? It will warn you, it will give you some things. Do this. It will delay you and you will not understand that this meeting is not going to take place. So that ability to know when you are being warned, or to know that law is also there, is very, very important. But it does not mean that every time something happens, you give up and say, this is warning. Because The very nature of life is that for you to be proven worthy, you must have passed the what? The test.
The test.
The test cannot come without nose. Test cannot come without nose. Even the exams we do in school, there are some that will not pass. But it's your ability to do continuously, improve that so you come to the level that you're at. So we shouldn't worry about this warning. It's just an awareness, being aware that sometimes you're being warned, and if you see something happening several times, you can know, you are aware that this might be a warning. Let me not stop with it. But it's also in that whole understanding of the surrender law that I told you, of the non-resistance. If you see like you start your car is not starting, you're supposed to go like this, the phone is off, there has to be something, especially if you have been praying and you're in alignment. Because that's the other question. If you just wake up without wishing anything, without commanding your day, without doing any affirmations, and things will just happen to you, other people's wishes. But if really you've done that part and still things are coming in your way, you know that there is someone. And a clever person, a master knows, and they step aside. And many times you hear this, I'm sure you have read, you are in journalism, you have read these examples of how they laid on the plane and crashed. How they were supposed to board that vehicle, but forgot something home and ran back. Then you hear people who forced, they even borrowed the money, they went in the something, then they finally, you will hear all these kinds of things. Life is always one. We are one with the whole universe. You can tune into something naturally that's happening in Israel right now and feel it, and it's true. If you want, you can read the situations everywhere. We have that power if we go inside and we ask. Because you see, the spirit is not limited like our body. So one of the things we want to encourage is termination does not mean worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay.
Worry and fear are satanic. They're the ones telling you. That's why even if you eat this, it means now you are not. You don't have knowledge of God. Yet Adam was able to feel something and know it is there. How did he name the animals? Where did he get the names? You are the one with God. But someone comes and tells you, you are not. Eat this one, then you will be. And these are things you have to tune to yourself, and yourself, your real self is God. Is the part of God. That's why we say, in our language, I'm sure they say when a baby is born that the visitor has come. When you leave, they say, he has gone. They know who you are. And that's why I told you, I'm children. There is a lot of mystery in children. You know, even snakes, I told you snakes, even these so-called people, even us, we say, how can he do that to a child? Like we expect a child to be left alone. You know the love people have for children. You see a child, you feel too much love. Why? Any child, let alone your child. Because there is that purity, of oneness in them. They are not yet bounded by the societal programming, all these things, and they do things, we call it innocently. They are so neutral. Everything is an option to them until we are bound up in all this. So part of that knowing is living like a child. There is warning. When you tell a child don't go there, if they are the ones who stop, because you have told them. So you're also looking in nature, knowing that you're one with the natural realm, that you're one with it, and you're looking in it for some answers. Even with this sign, then it's this. And it stems from that understanding that anything in this world can be yours, but not everything can be yours.
Okay.
Because some of the things will go to other people. They are also part of the divine. Not all cars are yours. There is one which is yours, or 2 or 5. Not all. Yes, any other? Actually, I would love to just answer questions since you had read through.
Okay. I think it was 31. I may not have
31,
understood. Yeah.
31. So these others were clear? How come I'm seeing repeated things? Page 31, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was this one,
What was not
27.
clear?
27.
Yeah, 27. Eh?
Yeah, yeah.
27. The law of saturation, eh? Hmm? So remember, this group of ours is about mastery. Eh? We are in this world plan. The world is like a school for souls. The real you is a soul. And that soul is what is between the body and the spirit. What makes you unique from other souls? I mean, other spirits. So at the spirit level, we are almost the same. But at the soul level, every soul is independent. It's only similar to those souls in its lineage, and the souls are the ones with the DNA and all that. So this law of saturation, because you see, when Jesus came, he said a number of things, but one of the things he said, he came to make the captives what?
Free.
What is capturing people? Why were people captives? What is capturing them? It is this lack of knowledge of that they are one with God. Even now, the captivity is so high that even in my own church, in Catholic church, in all churches, even you hear the Pentecostals, many of them are still praying to an outside God, to a God that is far, to a God that is outside human, to a God that they think they are praying and seeking. Yet God is actually available and readily available. All he wants is to acknowledge and love him. A full, giving in, like I told you, like a child. A child does not, when the child is sick, they don't worry. What do? Huh?
Just tell their dad.
Exactly. Huh? That faith, that faith the child has. You worry, you think you are the one going. What can you do even? Some of us, I want to tell you, we have had to go through problems to realize this. Me, when I was studying in the US, I was in coma for 8 days. One time. When this COVID came, it's one of the things that woke me up again, because I have had a life of asking, why? Like, I got COVID here, many people in my family, and only me could not breathe, and I was not even feeling that bad. That's what I'm telling you. There will be warnings coming on you, coming on you. And if you don't listen, finally, your journey will end like that. Not, of course, the journey will end at some time, but we come here to do something, and you have to do that willingly. You have to be pushed for you to say you have lived the fruitful life. That's why there is that command in Genesis after creation: go and be what? Fruitful
and
multiply, replenish, then subdue. Those commands are not to be taken. There is something you came to do. You came to be fruitful in this world. There is a fruit you have, which means the seed is already within. You have a seed that you come to plant in this world. Otherwise, there would have been no need of you to come. That's why they tell us whoever is here in this world has a unique something. That you have to be the one to find it and plant it and God enjoys it. And that seed usually fruits are for enjoyment of others. You see, when we say mango, does the mango eat the fruit? The tomatoes don't eat themselves. So even you are being fruitful is the ability to be useful to others.
Okay.
So this law of saturation is telling us that if you be at that level of the body that I talked about, you get a wisdom, a kind of understanding, above understanding. Wisdom is the ability to see between two things, and say this is the better one. That's why we say there is in the Bible what they call the discernment. Discernment is built in wisdom. Without wisdom, you cannot have what? Discernment. Discernment comes when there are two sort of conflicting what? Choices.
Yes.
That's why Solomon, they said Solomon was praised by God for asking wisdom. The ability to choose, because always when I want to the law, you always face to what? Almost all the time you have to choose. There is no way you are destined, this thing will come. There will even be a day where you have to enter one room to meet your destiny and another. So without that, like there is a room here and another room here, we are going to the airport and the person who is destined is in one room. And your ability to go in the right room is what creates a difference in this world.
Okay.
And that means you direct your steps from the beginning. And we said these laws are related plus the previous. But if you, when you reach a level of such that you have tried, when you try things and try them, and they are not working, you reach a level of saturation, then you have grown. It's like men or women who are so fixated with sleeping around. I hope Jacqueline is not a child. You know, until you reach saturation, you will not know that it is not useful.
Okay. Okay.
So they are going to happen, and if you don't learn, they will continue to happen. You know, saturation is a place of being full. But you have learned it, and now you have understood it. You have comprehended the futility of battling against a particular circumstance or resisting the unalterable tides. You want to change your boss. You know they're your boss.
Yes.
But the time you learn that, oh, this is my boss, and you know, I have worked with him, I didn't appoint him. Let me send them love every day. Tell them I miss them. Even when you meet them, some of them tell them physically, I love me, God bless you today. Love them. Whether they shout at you, you do what you can. There are things you cannot change. And one of those is changing people. Some of us have learned, I don't want to say sadly, but very liberating. And unfortunately, when you are liberated, sometimes you can't function well in the so-called normal world. That you cannot change a human being. That is one of the struggles many of us live through in this world. Many of our disappointments are because we want people to think a particular way, act a particular way, do things a particular way. Yet a person called human being has their own needs and is also affected by other energies. Sometimes they are not them, you know. That's why they tell us hate the sin, not the what?
The sinner.
But until you reach a level of saturation, of fullness in experimenting with something, you know that it is not good. So this law of saturation tells us that it's good to experience things, even bad situations. Now, the quicker you get saturated, the quicker you learn and go to the next level. Because you have learned the lesson. This life, you must learn the lesson before you proceed to the next class. It is how it is. You said 31 as well. I hope this one is clear.
Yes, now it is. Thank you.
It's part of growth. It is the higher level of liberation that you must get saturated. You get saturated with food. You get saturated with admiring women. Get saturated with desiring a bigger job. Get saturated because if you don't, you keep insatiable appetite. Always the human is always wanting more and more. Otherwise, why is Vasajabala still taking over Pozland everywhere?
Yes.
Sorry to use that as an example. We're not supposed to judge.
Yeah. So do you cause it or somehow it happens on its own? The saturation.
No, it's you learning. You learn, then you give up.
You go through it.
So that's why I was saying the mind attains saturation only after it recognizes the futility of opposition and suffering. If you want something bad and you give up, then you have saturated and it goes stops affecting you. If you see in your life the things that used to concern you 20 years, 15 years ago, some of them you gave up and they no longer affect you. You got saturated with them. So we must learn to get saturated with some things quickly. Otherwise, if they run our life, we forget who we truly are, which is an unlimited being.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would mean that now, having learned the law, maybe you could try to look into your life. And okay, I want to use this as in case of certain addictions.
Mm.
Can you look into your life and try now to say how to work, because already obviously, even when you're doing certain addictions, you already know that it is futile. It is just a
Uh-huh.
repetitive way.
Mm-mm.
So do you look back into your life and try to now work harder at trying to eliminate some of these? Or
No, it is about
you
filling up. Saturation is about filling up, reaching that level of the chimala that I have seen. It's what happens when women leave their partners or men leave their partners.
yeah,
If they
finally, yes.
like you're
Mm.
saturated, have reached the brim.
But you know, it should sometimes come earlier, but somehow we are in a delayed state.
Uh-huh. Because you are not learning. So the purpose
Okay.
of learning these laws is to know that if you face, even including the law of warning, that if something happens, someone has cheated this time. The other day you tell them, they shout at you. The other day, it cannot be usual. It's not. Huh? There's something behind it. If you learn to get saturated quickly on some things, you will avoid so many troubles in life.
Okay.
That's why these laws work together. If you see the warnings, you know that one. If you get a car, it gets 3 accidents in a year. Please, it's not superstition. And you see that's the thing with the modern, so-called modern religion. They come
Yes.
called it, but it's not. They are laws. Africans do these things. They are laws. If you don't, you know, for example, me where I grew up, there are people who believed that if they meet someone, that person has bad luck. Me, I remember my mama, my stepmother, whom I grew up with, would send me to go there across and come. Then she greets me like she has not seen me. That I have good luck. Now, of course, everything you believe is up to you. What you believe usually will happen. What you have faith in. But I want to tell you the natural law. You said we are one. We are all united. You practice things. Many of us, we don't learn. We don't get separated. Because learning, that's why when you learn, you do an exam and you pass it. You're not passing this exam. So the law of saturation tells us when we have suffered enough, when we have opposed things enough, then we can get, say, no. This one, no. Let me let it be. And then you will achieve peace. Yeah. And you will take the lesson and achieve peace.
Okay.
And then life will move on and things will open up for you because you have learned that lesson. I'm sure you also look at some things and it's like when you look at young people at Makerere, you know, striking, thinking they're going to the university tomorrow, kicking things. You know, but for them when they are in it, they think it is what?
Can work.
It is good and it's going to bring change. They can change the. But when you have been through, you can't even laugh. You said that thing is not even going to stop the salary of Nawango even for 1 minute.
Yes.
After even he will not even miss his meal. So what you're doing is futile. But you see, it's difficult for those young people to know it at that age. We have all been there.
Yes.
That's why they tell us to be patient with people, to have forbearance and forgiveness. Because someone is just being younger in this situation. But when you are saturated, you see things and you say, look, the man who is in power is going to be there. It's not me who's going to change them. Unless really you believe you can. If you believe work and it will work for you because it's your desire. But if that desire is not in you, don't again go to those stones. Go demonstrate. They are going to kill you from there. These guys don't mind whether they kill you or not. People don't understand the laws. What God has given does not remove. You know why God had to take his own child, tell them to go to Israel to what? To hide the child from Herod?
Yes, it could have.
People don't understand these laws. I wonder if that's why. Yet they are very obvious. What God has given, once God gives someone power, God is no longer in charge. God is not acting in this world. It's the people utilizing their power. And God, the arguments he makes with us on earth does not change them. If he gives you something, it's up to you how you act. But remember, whatever you are sowing, you reap.
Okay.
But he does not remove. So the wise men, the star came. Like you see, you cannot say, Herod, let me kill you because I'm God. No, because the world he has given to humans. That's why even Jesus came himself. Because God does not intervene in the world unless he's in a human being. Or through prophets and all those. So we have to learn. And that knowledge helps you to, that's what I'm saying, move like a master. Master these things. Know them, read the Bible like a person with a brain. Sorry to say that I'm not saying others don't have a brain. But we really read it like a fearful book, like try to understand what they are communicating to you. God himself, if God can say first go to Israel until this man goes off power. You want to fight everything that comes before you. Really? When you have this knowledge, you don't even wait to get saturated. But remember, he first dodged him when the three wise men were coming. Don't tell him, they even passed another way so that they don't tell him again what?
Yes.
They don't tell him exactly they tell you. Because
They
we're going to kill the what?
Hey,
they were going to kill the child. They had to take another route. But after he had to warn them that the way things are moved to Egypt.
Yes.
For some time until I tell you what?
It's safe to go.
Come back, it is safe. When you understand these things, you know that some of the things you're battling in life, they are not your battles. They are battles of other people, other beings. Some of them may even be in a spiritual war, very players. In our village, I'm sure you know the people who sing Kagwenaga. People, by the way, you say these things that Nyonka fire. Not in the moon. You've ever had those kinds of things?
Yes, yes.
So if people are at that level and you are in there, you are with them, we are with them. You are there struggling with them. You are the one going to keep suffering. But once you get saturated with that situation and know, I've done my bit, I might not be able, you continue loving them so that they find light.
Okay.
Because it's our job. Remember, everyone is you. It's like another photo of you.
Okay.
But don't delay inspiration. Get saturated, know when you have had enough, and move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's not, and by the way, these things are not to be understood academically.
Okay.
I'm an academic, but I had to slow down my academic analysis. Then I started understanding. Yeah. When you attempt them with an academic lens, they may not make sense. But when you understand them, you can see them from the past everywhere. You know, these laws have been working. They are always working. The things that used to bother you, no bother you because you gave up on them. Okay, we put the other one is 31.
Yes, 31.
This was clear.
Generation. No, it wasn't.
Huh? No, this is
reaffirming
the concept of that we create our own circumstances. Huh? That there is a law of generation. Everything that happens to you, people don't like this. Be told that if you have a sickness, you cause that sickness. If something is happening, you cause it. We don't like to hear it, but the truth of the matter is human beings, whether individually or collectively, are responsible for their lives and group. Because we possess this immense creative capacity. God gave it to us and ordered us to go and be fruitful. Yes. Because God, you know, the thing with God, even when you seek God inside and want to talk, God does not talk in paragraphs. God talks in one word or phrases, because the knowledge is already in you. It just gives you a little bit. You are supposed to make sense of the others. So when God tells you be fruitful, where is the seed? Can you have a fruit without a seed?
No.
Where is the seed?
In us.
Huh? The seed is already in you, it's already available. You cannot tell it. When you don't have, when your dad is sending you go somewhere, he gives you transport. Transport is already available. So you have to have that knowledge. You have to have that knowledge. You cannot go home and say some food when you do not leave money for buying food. So once you know that I have the capacity within me, that creative capacity, that I can design my experiences, you want to start being conscious about how you think. We said the things that create us think. Thoughts, feelings, and actions. So you become to be conscious because you know whatever I'm facing, I'm the one creating it. And now you may be facing things you created 3-4 years ago. Many of us, we fail to understand that thing of cause and effect. We live in effects only and fail to be at the cause. So if you want, it's like having the mangoes or a harvest of cassava. Planting, the day they harvest is not when they plant. When you want a good harvest, you have to start early. You have to do it early. So that's why that you have changes immediately. Really human, but not called for. Because once you start to affect things, remember the forces, we want to know that you are serious before they come. Before they come in your favor. Are you serious about it? Or you are not?
Yeah.
So this law of generation tells us by our thoughts we're always generating. We are always generating. We're always generating our own reality. And we have to do that consciously. Once you know you are generating, we'll be careful about what you do, what you think. And that means we catch ourselves in the middle of bad thoughts. When you're thinking, like the question you asked, when people hate me, you say, they cannot hate me. I'm the love of God and I exude God only. So they cannot hate me. Yes, you keep catching yourself. When you're thinking something comes in you because you're growing, it comes and returns you back to the normal. It's how all human beings are a negotiation among themselves. Those two voices are there. They are there. Unless you are not human, but until you learn to attune, because God works in silence, cannot work when there are 100 thoughts, you're thinking of this, you're thinking you're full of yourself. That's why you tell us, go inside yourself, in the quiet, pray to your God and he will answer you. I think that's Matthew 6:5. Don't be like the what?
Pharisees.
The Pharisees who go to pray and shout so that everybody can.
Yeah.
So when we know that we generate our experiences, we know that our thoughts, we're saying that the genesis of all creation lies within a thought or idea, which then is translated into corresponding actions. You cannot act in a way you have not thought. If you have never thought of stabbing someone, you cannot just wake up and stab someone. It's not possible. That's why when you get such idea, the Nigerians have this thing of God forbid. Even us, you have to have that culture. If you think something, an accident, we cause accidents.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, my first revelation was an accident. Every time I would be going back to my village, you can see an accident happening. But somehow I knew that you can pray and it doesn't happen. I would see myself in a particular corner of the road that I know knocking another vehicle. Or someone just coming, and I learned I think that's why there's actually an accident calls. Accidents are always there. They are waiting for an energy that will attract them. Then they call us an accident. It's not that you are creating it, but you attract it. And you have to in this life is, remember, avoid bad energy. So when it comes to you, you say, God forbid, I cancel it in Jesus' name. I cancel it in the name of God. It will not happen. That's when someone says you're stupid, you say, I am clever. It is cancelled.
Okay.
Someone says you will not succeed, you say, I will succeed. The power you have over yourself is 1,000 times higher than the power other people have over you. And that power, until you give it away, it cannot be. So in your thoughts, first of all, then in your feelings, you are creating, you're always generating your life. And if you can do it consciously, and purposefully, you're going to become a master. That's why you're going to get this desire that you want. You'll be thinking about it every day. Every morning you're saying, my bungalow. You see your bungalow. Because an idea, it has to first be an idea before it becomes real. It's how things are. The computer you're using, the phone you're using was an idea before it became real. It is the law. Nothing can come into being without a thought, without an idea. So what are you thinking about the things you want? Bring them into being, generate them. Remember, generation means it is there, you generate. Generate is not creation per se. Huh? When you say you're generating income, it means income is somewhere. You develop ways of getting it. Huh? You generate electricity because electricity is already in water. Wanji?
Yes.
You generate something from its source. So where is the source of things? Huh?
Where's the source?
The source of things is in God, not so?
Yes, yeah, God. Yeah.
Yes, so your job is to generate things from God. Huh? Generate things from, because they're already available. Everything you desire in this world is already available. So this law tells us that we have to be in generation. We have to generate. If you don't generate, it will not come. If that water is not, you don't build turbines and turn it into water, you cannot generate electricity. But that water you say has power. That's why we're born unless know the power of the unseen. Can you see electricity in that water? But it's there.
And how they mix water and electricity.
Exactly. And they make turbines, the water, and over like a slide, then they move it, it hits the water and generate it. Every water you see has electronic current. When you drink, you're drinking power. So it means if you wanted, that's why water gives us energy. When you are tired, you are. I will do a session on the power of water. Very revealing, some of these things. But the point is, these laws are there to help us. People who have found them. They are like the Rosicrucians, all esoteric groups. They knew these laws. That's why they are able to make these big companies that you cannot hear today. They knew the laws. If someone said I would make a 100 billion company, they know they will get it. How it will come to is not their business. Because they are sourcing from the Creator. They act one step at a time. That's why we talk about destiny. You know destiny?
Destiny.
The destination is the end. Once you know your destiny, the way you cannot fail to get away. And it's up to the destiny that decides the way. But some of us want to use the way to look for a way in order to go to a destiny. Things don't work like that. If you don't know you're generating power, or that the source, the water has power, you will not generate it. If you know that God is there, God is us. God is in us. There is a connection. We all an image and likeness of God. We came here to manifest God, so that God can be seen on the world, to have His power here, to have dominion, and that now we can generate again from Him, because we are not the source. All the power that you have is not your own creation. That's what this law is telling us. The law of generation. Know that every thought you are doing, you are generating something. Therefore, be careful. When you say, I feel like I'm sick, you are the one generating. But when you feel like some weakness in your body, you tell it to go away. May I just rub off disease and it goes. What you call disease? And people look at you and they think this is Katemba. But disease cannot be if I say it's not there. Now, of course, some of these things we shall learn more. But I want you to try it. I told you about the rain. Think about someone you want to call, but also try it on disease. Next time you get a headache or a fever, just touch yourself and say, in the power of God, it's not there. But their prayers usually say, like, I'm the omnipresence, all-powerful, protecting intelligence, governing my mind and my body. Nothing of this code is allowed in my body. Every cell in my body is from my mind. Therefore, this pain is not there. It's going. You can even do an action and like you're washing it off, the way you remove dust. You try it, do it. Remember, it's in your own privacy. So, but once you meet with belief, I can tell you, no disease can remain in the body.
Wow.
But you see, because you're in a world of fear, you think disease is real. Yet disease is basically that, disease, lack of ease. Energy in your body is no longer moving well. And you can tell something to move out of your body and it goes. You have that power. But do human beings believe it? Do they even have faith in it? Yet the Lord you will claim to follow. He told you that if you had faith as little as a mustard seed, you will do what? You will
Tell the
command that
mountain to
mountain to move, and it will what?
To move.
It will move. That is the secret you want people to start from. And me, I can tell you that that's why I cannot come. I cannot bring. I have to take time, do these things, do something, see for myself, so that I can also show people the way. But if you can think about it, but remember, even if but don't struggle with it. You see, a disease going does not take a whole century. It can even persist for a week, but it will go. What is the one with God? And all that delay, if it delays, it's a result of some doubt that you are still building up. Because the godly power, God is the source energy. That's another thing. So when you are one with Him, you are tuned to Him. That's why our biggest job is to attune to that higher power. To know that you have higher power. Just like the way you spend your money in the ATM. Do you go to at office? You go back to the question. I want transport. I want this. But when the money is your own, you spend the way you want.
Okay.
So this power of God has already said, "I've given you authority on earth." Things of earth, you are the one representing Him. So spend. Chase the things you don't want. Tell them you don't want them. That's what I'm telling you. Especially if you don't want to do for fun or show off, because you have no power, it's God's power. If you think rain is going to surprise you, you're moving somewhere, or there is a good event, just tell the rain, "Oh, say, I'm the one. I'm the one. I am with God. I am the one in God telling you, stop, don't rain." You tell it with faith and faith. Tell it. Not once. You don't even chicken. Sometimes you tell it, go, and it doesn't go immediately. Comes back, it's based on your genetics. You tell it again, goes down. So you have to learn that. That's why if you want this automated, that you say once and it goes, it's not automatically true, because it's also a measure of your faith.
Okay.
The enemy knows some of you will try once and it fails and you give up. And that's the story of many of our people. Yet we know all successful people tell us things come from consistency, things come from perseverance. All rich people will tell you the only thing, 99% is miracle. You believe, you have this knowing that it is what it is that you want. So if you want a promotion, I can tell you, my brother, you will get it. You just know after you not get it, you have it. Faith means that you have it. It is the evidence of things not
seen, not yet seen.
You have evidence of things that are not yet objectified. You know that your Eve is there. You know that water has what? I was telling, I had a group of pastors I went to training in Bararan, and I gave them the example of seeing when they see milk, grass, they see milk. Like you have to have those kinds of eyes. You know, there is no grass, there is no milk. But many of us think milk comes from a cow. So when you see grass, you think it is milk. That's milk you're looking at. That is milk you're looking at. It's what grows the cow. But all of them come from where? From soil. All power resides in soil. All the programs you have are soil, my brother. Now, these things, we know them somehow, but how we know them over how? And we want now to remind ourselves so that we understand them well. We're able to know we are the generative principle. We call it, this Lord reminds us, what is the generative principle? What generates is that I am in you. Because you have to know the power. They tell us that the one who knows himself, knows thyself, is the one who can act. The child knows they can walk, that's why they stand up and start touching things.
Yes.
And unless you are aware, unless you have knowledge that you are energy, that you are part of supreme energy, that you can call energy, that you can block bad energy. Every day you have to block bad energy, because whether you want it or not, my brother, there will be people not wishing you well. Or people have sent energies. For example, when people are, you know, this thing they call the bewitching. You think where does it pass?
Okay.
In
You
this very
finally
air.
believing.
Pardon?
you also allowing, accepting it in.
Do I what?
I'm saying, finally, the bewitches, I'm thinking that since it's the bad energy, if we also live in a life that takes on that negativity and the bad energy, then finally they catch you.
Actually, they can enter into you even when they are not intended for you.
Okay.
That's why you have to pray every day that I am protecting myself from all bad energy through God, through Jesus Christ. And once you say that, remember the word is the actualizer. Huh?
Okay.
You're not just saying it, you are telling the whole universe. That thing will come and drop there. Then you will say, hey, how come? What is this, Timothy? Where did you go? People usually used to ask my wife those early days when we had just married, that where did she go to get a good man? Which Musa Muganda did she go to? And she said, I don't understand it. Even my own sisters, my own mother, can't you tell your friends also? There are these beliefs in people. They have a sense. They know that good things are available, good and bad things are available, and they can be attracted. But it's you who determines. You are the generation power. You're the generator.
Okay.
Is this clear, the law of generation?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
The one of sharing is okay?
No, I think I something that wasn't very clear whether it was supposed to be telling us to share or.
Huh?
What is the law of sharing?
Oh, so this law is about information, really, appropriate information.
Okay.
That we are in this world, help each other get information.
Oh.
Huh? Even the people you think are bad in your life, they actually give you some information. Indirectly, we are all here to share in this world. We affect each other. Huh?
Okay.
So this law tells us that the appropriate information, when you get the appropriate information, it makes it possible for you to move to the next level. You cannot reach saturation without this law of sharing. You cannot be in your room, you don't interact with anyone, and learn how women behave. Huh? Or learn how men behave, or learn how bosses treat people. There has to be a level of sharing, some information moving from one entity to another. Huh? So this law tells us that the management of universal information, remember, information is information. Things are being formed. Huh? To really operate at a master level, you have to learn the meaning of words that are formed together. Information means it's not yet real. It is being formed. So when people give information, they're actually programming you. They want what they're telling you to give you. That's why you must also master the capacity to inform the world, the universe. To inform, be in information always. Tell it what you want. Okay. This is how I want the day to be. You're giving it information. But for you, when you sit and only receive information, it means the things that will be formed are things of other people, what other people have said. Huh? So the growth results from the sharing of this information. We learn from others, others learn from us, and there is always this flow going on. But information, we say, is the management of universal information is hierarchical, as it always flows in only one direction, from the levels that have more information towards those that have less. Since no one can give what they do not have, or teach what they do not know. Just like now, may have taken time to internalize these things. I'm sure we have my specialty, as you know, in academia, is in digital media. Now, people who meet me there, I think that's the only thing I know.
Yeah.
But when I go into digital learning, I teach digital learning, digital education. I think that's the only thing I know. When I go into website design, people think that's the only thing I know. But a human being is unlimited. Whatever you learn, just like I've learned this. I have learned this, internalized it, and I have come to know it and understand it. And now I can comfortably talk to you. That's why I'm at a level where I can answer questions.
Okay.
Actually, I would love to answer questions. Not that I have answers, but because I have a level of understanding, of appreciation that God has blessed me with by grace. And because you see, if you also don't have grace, you cannot understand. You read and don't understand.
Yes, that's true.
So this law tells us that sharing and distributing information within the human is governed by the laws of evolution, of course, and the correspondence, like already said. But there has to be an appropriate sharing of information uh, in a manner that is sufficient, efficient, and timely. That if you don't have enough information in time, when you need to change, you will not change. You keep there suffering. So even if you are facing a situation, if you don't get what is being formed, the information, you will not learn it. And you continue falling in the same deep. That's why when the information arrives, then so this law of sharing tells us that we have to be listening, because we have to receive as we give. Receive as we give. So that we are able to learn. We are able to see what is the information. What are they forming me into? Huh? When you go back and your wife is asking you, where have you been? Am I going to keep saying that you don't have power to ask me, who are you? Or I will just say, oh, I have been in a session with Gerard.
Okay.
And then there will be peace. It's you go fight. As you know, if you've been married for more than 3 years, I'm sure you already know that in the home, nobody has power over the other. Anyone can bring trouble anytime. So if you don't learn that and you feel you're a boss, they will show you one day you are not. You say something, they say no. No. What will result? Fighting. But is it fighting you want? So if you want peace, obviously listen to the information from the other side. If someone tells you, I don't want you to come late, listen. It's how you get that information. Then you be formed into someone who comes early. And then there is, remember we said we are all seeking a harmony. Then there will be harmony. This I don't like. This I don't like. Someone is giving you information so that you can be formed into. Yeah? And we said that understanding the information of love that we receive from others enables us to understand to transcend every human limitation and achieve the result of harmony. Without information, we would not know what others are feeling, what they want, why they're acting the way they're acting. We have to share. That's why when you find, for us who have much elder children, when you find your child unhappy, women, you are tend to just shout at them. But if you are more advanced, you're supposed to ask, what is the problem? When you see your friend unhappy, what do you ask? What is the problem? So that they can share with you. Some by sharing alone, and you by listening alone, they get relieved, or you say one word and they're able to say, okay, I will change. For human beings to grow, there has to be sharing. That's what this is saying.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. If you said you understood.
Yes.
Okay. Empty spaces.
No.
This one, it's one of the laws that I can say other things I had understood in a sense. I knew they would make sense, but this one was the one that was really a very big news for me when I came across it. I was like, what? What? And then when I started learning, thinking, living my life, I was like, wow. So there is this law of empty spaces. You see, they even tell us, I'm sure I have seen this saying, that nature abhors a void.
A vacuum, yeah.
Abhors vacuum. There's nothing that doesn't belong to anyone. If it's there void, something will take it up. It is a law. If you don't occupy your land, someone is going to come and occupy it. It is a law. It was so shocking to me. And I had the land conflict and I was wondering, I said, wow. So this law tells us that void in space seeks to be filled with something new. If you leave your wife there unattended, someone will fill the space. Hello, my brother. And vice versa. She doesn't attend to you, someone will fill the void. It does not matter what religion or which country, it is a law. Natural law, empty spaces. But in this world, there are no empty spaces. Whatever is free, something will strive for healing. That's why when you don't talk to your children, they cannot remain empty. Someone else will what?
Someone will talk to them.
Is going to talk to them, and what will they say to them? It's the law. Don't think anyone is empty. Anything is empty. Fill it with what you want. This is what this law is telling us. So it's telling us that empty spaces do not exist, as they are always imbued with something. It is the essence of innocence. You know, space looks to be innocent. You see someone quiet, you think they're very innocent, but they know things. Until you know what you have put in them, you cannot say that they are empty. Because actually, God Himself is emptiness. Now, I don't know if you understood that.
No, God is empty.
Yes, that emptiness is actually the real God. That when we go in the heart, they're telling us to be empty, to remove everything. Once you're in that state of emptiness, then things can be created.
Okay.
Now, probably that is hard. Now, look at a cup, for example. What is the cup? Do you notice the space inside? Huh?
Yes, the space of a car.
A cup. When you said even a car, even a car, what makes a car is the space inside. You want to be inside and move in it. Okay. What makes a cup? A cup, you know, you mold a cup, you form it, but what really you want is not the thing. You want to have space where you put things that you want.
Yeah.
So it is space with which we create. What we call a house is actually space.
The space, yes.
Eh? The walls are not the house. It is the protection that it gives you in that space inside that you call a house. Eh?
Yes.
But what they are telling us in this law is that there is no empty space. Please, get this one. You have to know it is the law. Huh? Don't be there and say. So that's why positions are not empty. There are people praying for them for years. So when two children come asking for the same thing, the one who will ask it with more energy will go up, the one who will take. And this is the nature of some of the things. But also that's why I'm saying, let's learn to pray. Let's learn to pray well. Usually praying for only small things and limit us. When you pray for God for a promotion of one particular job, you can, but you can also pray for very good opportunities that will give you much better life to expand your abundance. Yeah, don't limit yourself, because what do you want? God has a, imagine every child says, I want this grace. You have brought 10 of them. But everyone is saying, I want this. What's going to happen? Whoa. Huh? And remember, we said nothing is empty. Whatever is not yet owned will be owned by the first taker.
Okay, yeah.
So under this law of empty spaces, we are perpetually accompanied, never truly alone. The sensation of loneliness is merely a mental constraint. Of being completely isolated is an impossibility. That's why you see the bad ideas are always there in you. Bad or good ideas. There is no empty space. All the strength of good and bad is already in you. But you manifest these things. You manifest. So even as we should not let, once you keep empty, it means you are likely to let other things be, unless of course you have intentionally emptied yourself. That's now another. But I think I gave you the example at the beginning. If you have a house and you want to occupy it for long, what happens?
Rats and others will take over.
Yes, you will find the thugs in the village are sleeping there. You will find everybody who wants to eat themselves quickly is eating there. Even snakes will come in. Even all types of rodents will be in there. But once you are staying there, they will respect that space because it has been occupied. The law. What is not these laws? Very liberating. Very liberating. That's why when you go in anything empty, you know it is not empty. So you have to pray. You have to pray to remove all the powers and presences that are there. Because you know that there is no empty space. You cannot. You have to pray. When you enter into a road, you enter into a car. You have to declare what you want. You are the one responsible for reaching safe. Don't say there is no. It is there. So say, I'm going to reach safe. I'm declaring a good day at work where everyone treats me the best way possible and where I'm the best version of myself. Declare it. Don't say that I don't see the badness here, I don't see it. Everything is always there, just that you don't see it. It has not yet manifested.
Wow.
Yeah. So this reminds us always be full of the intentions that we want. It's not said here, but that is it. Don't be empty apart from the intentions that you want. And when there are empty spaces, no, they will be taken up. When you approach them and you want to try them again, clean them with your word and hand and faith.
Take up.
I'm declaring safety in this area. Whatever powers are here, get away. Just that. You don't need to say 1,000 prayers. Your declaration is enough. Follow the life of Jesus. See how he was doing. So you devil, get out of here. And this is what he came to teach us. This is what brought him here. But we live like we are cowards. We live like we are. You cannot even tell people see it and they want to run like, see her. It should not be that kind of. Because you know who you are. Also, if you're not occupied by God, something else will what?
Will occupy you.
Will occupy, my brother. That's what it is. We want to see people mastering his laws.
Okay.
One is clear, I want to believe.
Pardon?
This one of the option of love.
Yes.
This one reminds us to always offer love in the presence of every circumstance. Even if someone abuses you, even if someone does what, you offer love, because love is the absolute, is the God, is the God in us. That's why they say Jesus loves us as we are.
Okay.
I told you people are just young. They are doing bad because they are young. If they knew better, they would not. They are just children. I gave that example of Makerere students striking and beating cars, beating all windows. They are just children. If they knew better, they wouldn't.
Okay.
They would know that they can talk and be heard, but also that some things don't change immediately. And leaders will change anyway. Just this time. Like your man, if people are worried about, he does not have another 20 years in all fairness. Even the youth of 20 years wants to be fixated by removing him. For him, he wished something, prayed for it, got it. And God is going to hear what I have given you. Do not interfere. Otherwise, look at the Bible. It's so full of people fighting against other kings, other lords.
Yes.
The Israelites were imprisoned by who? The Pharaoh. Pharaoh is a god. He was a king. Once you are given. The things in this world it is asked to do. Now, since you are more advanced, I can tell you. I tell people this, and some people can understand that God does not work independently in this world. God works through human beings.
Yes.
That's why he had to send the prophets, send people. When they failed to bring the message home, he had to bring his own family. Why wouldn't he just order? It is the agreement he made at Genesis. He gave you this what? This earth.
For food.
So he cannot interfere. He's a covenant-keeping God.
I've always wondered, by the way, why he doesn't.
Yeah, he's a covenant-keeping God. He doesn't interfere. He wants you to experience and prove by yourself. So that when you grow, you are. So Jesus came. I asked, why did Jesus? Yesterday I shared here. What the activity stand Adam is that disconnection from God. Jesus is telling you when he's being murdered. He asked them, what have I done? Because I said, I'm a son of God. Even with this message, I'm sure many people are going to try to demonize us. Human beings with low, what do you do? But like I said, you have to give them love. Raised in Gonzi is the kind of condition, not this one of emotional attachment.
Emotional, and what you feel about them.
Filial love, like I told you, the way you feel about a child, when you see a child, even when you see them in mud, what do you feel?
Just pity them because they probably don't know.
Love one to almost pick the child up, even if they are in poo-poo. Nobody
Yeah.
hates the child because
Yeah.
so it's that love we're almost supposed to have with our brothers and sisters.
Mm.
Hmm? That whatever life presents to us, let's have the option of love. When I abuse you, have the option of love. When I cheat you, have the option of love. Because love is it's the one that conquers all. Hmm? So there will be these tests. Saying life subjects us to tests that gauge our spiritual development. Because it's how you grow. When you grow, that's why when the Peter cut off the ear of the people who had come, what did Jesus do? He said, stop and put it back. When finally they had he said, God forgive them, for they do not, because God is a God of vengeance, by the way.
Okay.
People don't also understand many people, I think God, the triumph, God Son and God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. It's one God. But God the Son, what we call the Lord, the God part that is able to come and give us space and forgive us and show us the way. That's why we say He died for us. He died so that we can also live like God. We can know that we are one with God. God on earth, and we are connected to the Almighty God. That's all. Why this doesn't come out clearly in our churches, I don't know. You know, we are all living like cowards. You hear satanic things.
Yes.
People even fear the devil more than God.
That's true.
In all churches, in all beliefs, people fear the devil more than God. What is going on here? You know, that man is a logo. And you know that does not even have 1% of the power of God. But because people do not know what they are. Me, I don't know. I have had since I was growing up, I knew there is no dog that can get me. I don't know how, but that one I knew. I grew up with my stepmom. Her father was the logo of the village. But I don't tell you, don't kill me. I knew it cannot. She cannot. Like I knew it 100%. Even now, I know. It's not that I believe. I know. I know there is no dog that because God gives me, and I'm part of God. How can dog affect me? People, small wizards that are there. No. Even when that mind comes, as we said in the first question, as human beings, those things come in. And when it comes, you say, no, but I'm one with God. So when God is there, nothing can affect me. And I'm protected from all those things. Once you declare, it is done. And that's why, because they also know these laws, the people by the Spirit, you know, Satan is also operating in the Spirit.
Yes.
Spiritual power, I'm telling you, all power, God levels are neutral. They can be bad or good. Bad or good is how it is. So they also know these things. They know these laws, all of them. That's why they keep looking at you where you fail to know these laws. Then they will present evidence. So if you don't get saturated, they will keep bringing you evidence. You suffer and you fail to get your oneness with God. So this option of love tells us that we should be related to forgiveness as well. That whatever we encounter, whatever relationships, whatever challenges in health, finances, and our environment, that we are confronted in our deepest fears, let's always have love. Let's know people are good. They are yourself. They are God themselves. God experiencing another, experience. And in this one, they are still young. And have compassion for them. So that all our limitations, when you are not able, you do an exam and you don't pass, forgive yourself. It's just as an exam you didn't pass, there is going to be another chance. You will. Always have an option of love. In everything you are doing, ask yourself, am I being loving? This is the key question here. And the greatest love is to who?
The greatest love is to God.
Is to? Is to God, but ideally, because you are God, it is to yourself. What does the Bible of love say? I mean, the verse of love?
Of the greatest love. The greatest is to lay down your life for others.
Yes, and that is God, because He also loves them, and He gave us that law of love. So So that's the greatest love of all. That if someone can give up, how about you just tolerating people?
Okay.
How about you just tolerating someone who is badly mannered? They will change tomorrow and will even be shocked. We have all seen. Even us, we have changed.
Yes, indeed.
So if people had not given us that chance of, of listening to us, of being patient with us, it wouldn't be. But above all, remember to love yourself. Many people don't love themselves. Yet it's very clear, love others as you do what?
Love yourself.
Huh?
As you love yourself.
Yes, so all these things you see challenging us. Remember, we talked about, that has gotten off my radar. Sorry. I was searching for this. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. So the first love is God. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments depend all the law and the prophets. So these are the biggest commandments. So loving God, remember, it's like loving your parents. Like you can't do without them. If again you don't understand that, you're still young, you're still in a given, your baby in spirituality, your spiritual baby. Because the source is the one that brings the being. You can't be without. So once we love others, because when we love others, we love ourselves. And say, as you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, there are things we do and you can see clearly that someone does not love themselves. But once you learn and love yourself, then you also grow capacity to love others. So love yourself despite, don't say you have failed because you're facing difficult circumstances. You know that you are loved and you love yourself. You are all you have got. Whatever it is you're facing, whether you have planted things and they didn't grow, love yourself. The next season will be better. The test, will you pass it? That's the question. And love makes us continue. That ability to continue having the commitment. The law of understanding was clear?
I think I missed that.
So these laws are almost related. They are the laws of life. So this law is about, like we said, you can know things just like this is the kite's driven, but you don't understand how it works.
Okay.
So understanding is a higher level. After knowledge, God tells us, my people perish because they lack knowledge. Yeah. But knowledge is not enough. That's why when we pray, Solomon asks for understanding and what? Wisdom. And wisdom. These three things are the triumph that completes life ascending life, living like a master, when you have wisdom. But in the middle there is understanding. You have to understand things. You know this how they put water in the car, you know how things are done. Like I'm telling you, declare your day. That's understanding. Declare your day. Don't begin the day and you just move in it.
Okay.
Please, my brother, don't. Okay. Every day, tell the day what you want it to be like. You shall know. If you don't, you live according to other people's what? Wishes.
Wishes.
Don't go to the bed unhappy. Of course, sometimes in the human life it's not to be possible, but try to find something to be grateful for, and tell yourself always it is well, you are loved by God, and things will be okay. So there are no negative situations or circumstances, no bad people. It's what this love understand, like I told you. Okay. No bad people who want to cause us harm. These are often just situations, circumstances, and people with whom we are correspondent. There is something in us that but with him. You know the anger is in you, right? Not in the other person.
Yes.
So if there is anger in you, so they will do things loss, I mean, disappointment is in you. Huh? Until you learn that you cannot be disappointed by anything, you accept you are in the flow. There will come things to teach you to stop being disappointed. Huh? Because the air you breathe, which is the very spirit of God, which animates your life, you don't control where it comes from. Are you worried whether it will come?
No.
It is coming. You're sure about it.
Yeah.
So if you are sure about the greatest thing, why should you worry about other things? That this one has not come. Would you rather have a job and not be able to breathe? So why are you worrying yourself, telling yourself that the woman has done A, B, C, D? I mean, so you understand whatever is in you is just correspondent. It's coming to you because it is inside you. And it's part of the learning process. Until you get saturated by it, you cannot go to the next level. But you need to understand that although we do not yet understand them or take advantage of them efficiently, we can grow by overcoming suffering, overcoming grudges, overcoming trauma, overcoming aggression. Someone comes at you and you don't even resist, you don't argue with them. Like there is a big solution in saying you are right. Oh, you are right. Yes, as you have said. Let it be as you have said. I have my daughter one time asking me that I'm too humble. I'm too humble. I told her it's because I have grown. You are young. So me on the road, I let everyone pass. I stop. Like everything I usually give up. You think it's giving, it's not, it's maturity. I don't want to be in struggle with anyone. I give you where you go, you get out of my life. If I struggle, you knock me, we are going to spend the whole day together. My car will not be most likely than yours. So, but once you learn, you avoid all these kinds of things. Illness, like I'm telling you, once you understand that what we call sickness is not real, it's a situation just like you put dust on your body. It can be washed off, it can be hit off, and it goes. You keep suffering until you understand the truth. Just like death, if you don't understand that there's no death, you will die many times. And these days I see images of people saying that I died. People joke with these words. Now these are things probably may not be clear now, but as we go through this year, you'll get to know about illness, why there is no death, because we are spirit. What you are cannot die. That's why even in Africa, people would say again, very. The person has gone back to where they came from. The real you cannot die. Once you understand these things, you stop fearing death. And that's what they tell us, Jesus defeated death. Because you think you're going to end when you die. That's why you're suffering.
Yeah.
You fear death. Yet this is just another stage. It's like moving from Kampala to Fort. Life continues. Those who are in Christ cannot die. People who understand this, so you need to stop worrying about death. If the end of this part of the world comes, you continue in the next. Because you have achieved your oneness with God. You're in alignment. So you take everything as it comes, and you have this understanding. This level of understanding is that you are above every circumstance. Every circumstance happens for your learning, for your understanding, so that you can develop an understanding, develop your consciousness, so that when you understand the situation, what the situation is teaching you, you begin, that situation disappears from you. That's what I'm telling you. I did not know it. I also learned through so many hard. Every time you find a problem with someone, it's you with the problem. Once you stop seeing that problem, it will stop happening. Instead, you can send someone love and tell them. By the way, you can order people to do what you want with love, without even meeting them. If you want them to change in a given way, calmly think about them positively. Send them love. I send you God's love. I send you God's light, and then tell them, I wish for you to do this. And leave it today. That's why I'm telling you, start these simple exercises and see the kind of master you're going to be. How people will change you. Hey, someone has changed. in every difficult situation, we are saying that you have to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? That's the master's question all the time. What am I learning from this? What is this there for? That's why when I told my wife when I got COVID and I was in hospital, what is God teaching me? She did not understand, but me knew. I knew there is a lesson. I'm not sick because I know I'm not sick. But there's something God is teaching me. There's something that I need to learn. And for me, from a lot of inquiry, the things that I learned that I needed to share with you. That I'm busy sharing the other side. The other things are important, but this understanding of oneness with God is the most important thing you can teach a human. And for me, even if I teach one person, I know I've done my job. If one person can understand that they always have a connection with God, with the Almighty, and that they can live that if they choose, and with that connection, they can command the world the way they want. But for the benefit of everyone, because everyone is an image and likeness of God. So the law of understanding is related to the law of saturation. So when you understand, you get saturated, then you understand. Before you understand, you have to keep repeating the class. Keep going back. Keep going back. That's why you have to ask God to give you the spirit of understanding. God help me with the spirit of understanding. Then you understand everything that is before me. The people who are able to understand, get discernment. They're able to know when to leave the relationship, when to leave work, even which girl to go with among the men that may be. People really ask God. People really ask God. And the asking is not really the traditional asking we think. That's why I'm saying go and read the Bible. The Old Testament things, read from Hebrew, then the New Testament from Greek. See what they mean. Asking is not really just saying, it's acting in the knowing that it is yours, it is there. I hope this is clear.
Yeah.
Is this clear?
Yes, it is, sir.
This was clear as well?
Yes, this was. Yes, this was clear.
Okay. Then the one of cycles I want to give is clear. It's related to the one of rhythm.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, these are just laws. For example, once you are happy, you cannot keep happy. Life is made up of cycles. It's how it is. It's a rhythmic movement. There will be happiness, there will be some sadness, it is a cycle. That's why the people who master live in the middle there. No overexcitement, no sadness. Because things rest rest is at the center. But once you want to be happy, it will have to go back to, remember the swinging pendulum, it moves back to sadness. It's how it is.
So,
that's
but
why
how does
yes?
How does that now connect with, for example, my ability to command something? So can't you command only happiness, only joy? How does it contradict with the moment? If
now
the laws come in, does it contradict?
Not really. Now you see, happiness, joy, peace, love are not things. There are situations, there are dimensions that we get in and live in.
Okay.
So by its very definition, love, you cannot be in love, you cannot love everyone, and then you are too excited because you get angry. You cannot get angry, you cannot even get too excited. Because in most things they say exciting, there is a lot of unloveliness going on.
Okay.
Many people are excited when they are abusing others.
Yes, yeah.
When they are talking bad about others.
Yes.
Many people. So when you're in love, you cannot be excited, though. Once you get in that calm situation,
Okay.
You are almost unaffected by things. You are able to love. That's why we say God does. You think there is? I usually ask people a question that is not very comfortable. Um, but for learning purposes, we need to. You think God, like the children who were killed recently in Kasese there, isn't there God? Isn't God watching? You think God is watching that and? Huh? So your God is watching that and keeping quiet? Is that the God you believe in? Huh? That God sees a 2-year-old being raped by a 35-year-old man and just watches? Huh?
That's a dilemma. What's
Huh?
the answer for that?
And that's what I told you, that God does not operate in the world, in the earth. He has given all power to human beings. It's you misusing your power, and God is looking at you. It's going to affect you and your generation. God does not interfere in the world. God is neutral. You are all his children. Every parent has that. If you have 4 or 5 children, you have that limit. When you see your children fighting and you don't even look there. Until it becomes worse, that's when. But you know, it will have results. Sometimes you are beaten in the evening. How the world is. All these we pick them from God our Father, the source. So this law is telling us that things will happen, but whatever they are, don't get overtaken up by them. Because what is high will come low. Once it goes high, once you are born, the next is certain thing is what? Huh?
Once you're born?
Once you are born, the next certain thing is what?
Death.
Is death. Huh? Once you are appointed, the next certain thing is what? Disappointment.
Yes.
So today you are happy you have been given this job, there will be a day when you are being removed from that job. People just, the cycle, it's how it works. So once you are happy, you have to be sad. How they work, you cannot be happy only. That's unless you are settled in the middle. You are in balance. That's the only place you can stay and be calm.
Okay.
But once you get annoyed also, you will have to get happy. I mean, once you have pain, because it will teach you something and you learn. It will teach you something and then you change your ways and you achieve something that will make you happy. It is this cyclic, it's a cyclic order of things. Now, once you understand it, every time you are happy, you calm down, you start preparing. For example, when you get a car, are you not happy? When you buy a car, but the car is going to take on, you have already spent the money you have. You will take more money. If you have been using home. It will need money to go to the garage. So it will certainly bring you some stresses. It's how all things are. Whatever you're praying for comes with its what? Its other characters that are not good. All material things other than God have their own needs. Like you marry a person and you expect them to be pure. It's not there. So that's why these things we are saying, love, happiness, they are within. The challenge is we seek them from without. It's the state you are in. You are the same person who is happy, who is annoyed, who is angry, who is anxious. But once you tell yourself you're calm.
Okay.
Then you are able to. So you understand life is made up of cycles. Don't say, why is this happening? Actually, when things are bad, is a sign of good things coming. The people who know this law, they know. And when things are good, you tune and say, what bad is likely to result from this? And you minimize it. People are knocked when there is a lot of happiness and some excitement.
Yes,
Don't you hear people getting knocked when Bob Wine goes to an area? Don't you hear those things? Yeah, that's how it is. Wherever there's excitement, there's going to be. So the clever ones don't go there. But when they go there, they're very careful.
Yes.
It is the law. It is the law that they are cycles. Wherever there's excitement, there will have to be some sadness. Tables will break. Bad things will happen. People will be stepped on. Don't be the one. So what this law tells us is we have to learn to prepare. When we are in sadness, we prepare for happiness. So in that period when you are facing difficulty, things are not good, you're going to ask yourself, what is coming? How can I not miss it? Because it is the sign. Remember, the seed must die before it can germinate. Am I communicating?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Yeah, so for you to grow, there are things binakuchwachwana. Ekihimba kitajiunzire tikisa kumera mu kihimba kindi. It is the law. It is the law. You cannot grow without going through problems. It is not there. So anyone saying that like nothing, it is not there. These cycles are there for your good. The Bible tells us everything is happens for the good of those who love the Lord. Now, me, I used to read those things and I did not understand them until I came to read these laws. So when the cycle is there, a bad one, you know something good is coming. Be attuned. Let your antennas be on high alert for the sign. When the things are very good, be again alert for any bad thing. Make sure you're celebrating with your child near you. Otherwise, they may be the ones knocked in the road. You may lose money. You know, when you're excited, you may get money, buy it, you go spend it in land, and your friend will tell you, you buy the land and the whole money is what? You have to know these cycles. When you are less excited, you get money, you don't go spend it immediately. You have calmed down your world. Now you're living like a master. You're not living in excitement. So you spend your money when you have calculated properly. And that way you're able to sustain good and fruitful life. It's what this law is. Let's know the law of cycles. Whenever there is too much hate, there will be law. You will come back down. What goes up must come. It is a law. What is down must go up unless it dies. But because we are not aware of the up, we don't see the up where we can go. Or we don't, when we are up, we forget we shall go down. Then we live in this unhappiness. And that's why you see pain in the world. People are not learning. Yet these laws have been there for centuries. Cycles. Learn to manage the cycles. In the dry season, you are eating what you planted. In the wet season, you plant. When you are planted, there is that time when you eat. When you eat a whole bowl of sauce of beans or peas, now you eat less. It's you managing always because you know the seasons. At harvest, you are, but you have to keep some for planting. If you don't keep, for example, what will happen in the bad time? Don't you see all our people in the village? You are not my age mate, but in my time, people would keep some crops for the bad season. Something in what do they call it? A barn or something like that. They keep some grains there for that bad season. But any time. By the way, the people who are spiritual, they even know that after 7 years, there is a time after which there will be what? There will be a famine.
Yes.
People save. Because you know these cycles, they are always happening. Recently, this rain that came, I'm sure even in your area, must have combed a lot of bridges and people who know cycles know these things. They know that after this year it happens. So some of the cycles we are not in charge of them, like drought, hunger. It's not about you only. But if you know that it will come, you prepare some grains, you eat less and store. You know that there is a cycle when you have no job, that the job can end tomorrow. You don't eat money up to the last money waiting for the month. If you do, you are not planning. But if you know sometimes money can delay, keep some money. Instead of buying ice cream for 2,000, you buy it for 1,500. Keep 500. Whatever it is, you have to plan. If you don't plan, that's why you keep suffering. Because the law of cycle, these laws are always at work. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
This one I'm sure you understood.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, very, very important law. This is the beyond the law of love, loving God and man, this is like the third law. Because if you love, you cannot fail to forgive. Because forgiveness is for yourself. The law of receiving, this you also understood.
Yes, you give to receive without giving.
But you understood that receiving is giving.
Yes.
That when you empty yourself by giving, for me now, by taking this time to, to take this through you, I'm actually doing it for myself. I'm learning more, and I'm going to receive more knowledge. It's like when you have a bag full, it cannot become empty until you give out some of it, so that God can fill it again.
He can give you again.
So to be able to receive, you have to give. That's why even Jesus said, it is more beneficial to give than
to receive.
Yeah, just like it is more beneficial to plant than to eat. So everything you give, you have actually planted in the universe for good things to come to you. This universe, I can tell you, they tell us in the Bible is actually a very good book, though it might not be as religious as people think it, but it's the best book in this world to really teach all lessons you want. The Lord told us so many things that if you really understand what Jesus was saying, you say, wow, wow, wow. Wow. So this is it. And when you understand it, you get humbled. Oh, okay. So you plant. Jesus told us God cannot be mocked. God is not mocked.
Yeah.
You cannot mock God. I don't think people understand that. So many of us are mocking God every day. We pretend we are going to pray. You say our Father. You say that our Father prayer, but don't believe even one word of it. You are not really saying that his name is allowed. The allowed means his name is strong. But you're living like his name is nothing. Thy will be done. Are you sure the whole day you're doing his will? Thy kingdom come. That's what this kingdom be what is being seen. His kingdom is in your heart. Are people witnessing your heart through the day? Do you really believe you said, give us this day our daily bread? Do you really believe God is the one going to do it for you, or you believe you're the one going to do it for you? I'm sorry to be a little tough here, but you know that many of us are the ones limiting ourselves. We act like we are the ones in charge, and that's the pride that God does not want. But you pray every day, give us this day our daily bread. But how many of us really are depending on God for what we are going to have to do? When you work, don't you believe in your employer more than God?
Yes.
So we are sinning, we are missing the mark.
Paid for God. Not even paid the time for God more.
You get the point, Pardon?
I say you not even create the time for God because you believe
exactly. So in a sense, our receiving, even the worry from the question you asked, is the result of not emptying ourselves more towards God, so that we can receive from Him. Even when we pray, we are also not praying. We are almost more that because we love Him, and we are in an era of grace. We are all under God's grace. He just looks at us and says, Kybalion, God, there's nothing good like that. God has already given you, it is not going to pick. The water is full in the lake, in the ocean. It's you who goes with the cup. It's you who decides to go with the jerrycan, with the jug, or with the drum. God has already given. And He does not change. Remember, we said. That's why those leaders you call bad. God does not remove. Once it's you, unless your folly will kill you itself. But you, if you keep emptying yourself. You want more favor, you give favor to others. So whatever you want, for you to receive it, you must give. You want mangoes, you cannot plant cassava. You want mangoes. So whatever you want in your life, please plant more of it in others. And people say, good in everyone else. So wherever you plant it in, whether it's in your family, in your people, you're giving glory to God. Your wife will say, God loves us because we treat her well. God thanks for your husband. I give glory to God. That the people thank God because of you. So if we are to fulfill this law of receiving, we have to learn how to give of ourselves.
Yeah.
Jesus gave himself so that we can praise him like this. And he's able to receive praise. And worship. Because he gave of himself the biggest sacrifice that he can do. He's a living sacrifice. So we should also be a living sacrifice in order to receive. So you think me I'm not sacrificing to do this for you, my brother?
You are, of course.
I have 1,000 things to do. Very many.
Yes.
But because I also know my calling, and I also understand that within one person, like I told you, the forest is in the seed. One seed like this, the person who sees things, who sees things before they are, who has faith, knows that one person can change the world. That's why you see people being worried by numbers. No, it's not about a crowd. One person like this. So for me, if I reach that person and make them see the light, that one person, for me, I can even teach you alone the whole year. Every day even. Because I have seen the light. That in one person there is the whole world. Just like Jesus was able to rescue all of us. Just like one man in 7 is able to influence at something million Ugandans. So if they are the ones who get this light, you have planted a good seed. And you know from that planting you will get back. So me, I know, and I'm not saying this really to patronize you, but I know if you are benefiting, you will feel the benefit. And once you get it, you will not forget me.
Definitely.
It's how it is. It's not about me coming and it is very important for all my academic qualification, my praise from people. No, it's in giving something of myself and giving it with love, without limitation.
Yes.
Then I will receive. Because the law of receiving is such that you must be expecting. You must expect good things to come, but because you expect them, you must give. So you see how I saying giving is the fundamental law of life. It is the fundamental law of creation. You have to give something. You give, then receive. You plant, then harvest. It is the law. So if you wait there wanting you want a promotion, what are you giving?
Okay.
It's not about other people being bad. It's you not knowing the law. You must give something of yourself. And we are saying like begets like. So you must go and do voluntary. If you want a job, you do a free job, my friend. If you want money, you give money. Go to your church, go to people who also give them something that you want. Do free work for someone if you want a promotion at work. Help someone at your workplace who is lower than you. You will get that. You are working, you're planting for that promotion.
Planting the seed, yeah.
Not about others. Not about others. It is always about you. God cannot force you to plant. He has already given you everything, created it already. It's you to find it and to plant according to the law. So whatever you want, it's you to know. You want water, give water. You want love, give love. It's how it is. That's pure. Give her love, you get love. Give her headache, what do you get? And you know women are multipliers.
Yeah.
Whatever you plant in them, they grow it. Hey. This is the law. The same with the earth. If you tell the earth it is not fruitful, it will not be fruitful. But if you plant your things and tell that soil that you trust it, you know it is very fruitful and it's going to give you a great harvest, you have fulfilled the law. But you know you also have to plow it. Let it regenerate. There are things you have to do.
Yeah.
It's not about that. No, my friend.
Yes.
They are laws. Hey, twakabaraga, no yanjara, no bireka n'ibyomera mu, because there are some nutrients in those things also. Those grows the bush. There is something you have to do to give first. It is the law, my brother.
Okay.
So whatever you want, don't look at other people. It is inside you. If you give, I want knowledge.
Okay.
So for me to get more knowledge, I have to give out. I want more knowledge and wisdom. That's why I'm giving out knowledge and wisdom for free. Otherwise, I can tell you without any iota of doubt. This knowledge I'm giving you, even for 100 million, you cannot get it.
That's true. Because indeed, wisdom.
You cannot get it. I'm sure you can spend 100 million studying and you cannot get it. But because I also want the highest price, which is knowledge. Knowledge, wisdom, and understand. I must give it. I must give what I know. And every time I give, I learn more. It's the law. Training. I'm not saying our trainings are the best, but I mean, we are here at some level. Because we also give, we are able to learn. Yeah, if you don't train others with love, you cannot also receive good training. None of us was born knowing anything. We come in this world to act. So let's be in the law. After we say, align yourself in this law of receiving.
Okay.
And even who is clever now, you today will know that for me to receive, I must give. I want knowledge, I must give knowledge. I want to be promoted in a leader, I must help someone to be promoted. I must do work. I want to have better paying work. I must do work for no pay. Hello?
Yes. Powerful.
Yes, you can't want to be paid at the beginning. Imagine you plant. Give of yourself something. And you see how the world will respond. Now the challenge is people see at the time of harvest and they start complaining. When Museveni was in the bush, you are calling him a rebel.
Yes. Yeah.
What? A gangster? What? Yekera. Now he's at his harvest time, at the result time. You're not seeing it.
We are forgetting the bush.
That the man was planting for years and years. Now he's in this time of harvest. Now you want to come in his harvest and start getting them.
Flacking, yes.
These are laws. These are laws. And I'm not a politician. I'm not into that politics, by the way. I'm just teaching. I'm a teacher. I'm a master. They are laws. When you give of yourself, the results will come. Now, don't expect them to fail. That's why start your work now for the fruitfulness in a year, in 2 years. Even me, I have things that I want, but I know I started planting long ago. Even those trainings we do, by the way, we don't make money from them. We are planting for much bigger things.
Yeah.
How to plant? You do training like we don't want to do usual training. God has given you the opportunity. We plant trainings actually. We plant it in people. You give more than is expected. And then see how you receive. I hope it's clear the love of receiving.
Yes, Pastor.
So I think we give, when we give or receive generously, we vibrate at the same chord and achieve an attunement when the ether directs us the needed desires. You know, the ether is the world, that energy we call consciousness is the same as the ether. Let's understand these laws, my brother. It is the law. You will be settled when there is a storm. You will be settled because you know it's going to settle. It is the law. You will know that someone planted, now they are the ones benefiting. Let me also plant. There will be my time. Instead of thinking someone, that's why I learned something from the Japanese. The Japanese have very, very interesting principles. This whole thing about being welcome. Receive even 100 shillings. Once you know money, I used to meet money I didn't know I was facing test and failing them. I would find 200 shillings, 1,000, 2,000 there, and I leave it. And in my mind, I would say, let poor people pity. Let the people who don't have money pity.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was an exam from God until I listened to one Japanese saying that money is always testing us. Money is an energy. Money is God in expression. Part of God in expression that enables things to happen, and a quick moving energy. So it will come to you in different ways and see how you treat it.
Oh.
Hey.
Whether you dismiss it as
whether you dismiss it, whether you respect it, whether you treat it with love, whether you send it out with love. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
So if 100 comes to that, you dismiss it, how will 100 million come to you?
Yeah, true.
Because this is the real foundation of 100 million.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So nature is always now, but once you learn the law underlining it, like, oh my God. So never feel bad receiving 100, receiving 200,000, receiving any payment or giving any money, even 100.
Yes.
It is the act in the heart that matters most. If you can receive 100 shillings and be grateful and express utmost gratitude to God, you are going to receive billions of shillings. That is the law. So you must have the spirit of giving, but also of receiving, appreciating everything you have. That's what this law is telling us. After this is the law you are talking about of assuming things.
Yeah.
But you understood it.
Yes, affirming them, making them come to.
And this law works when you understand the other laws. That everything is imagination. Everything we see in this world is imagination. You have to sustain that in your head. You have to see it, feel it with all your senses, touch it. You know that it's already there. You have to know it is already there. Assume it. You have to assume it first before it can be real. It is the law. If you don't assume it, it will not happen. If you don't think you will get a child, the child has already been moving with you. Actually, there may be even 20 children in you right now. But only those you decide to take. That one, don't you know it? Hey, all the while, even as you went to the toilet, they were with you. As you were 15 years, they were always with you. As you are 1 year, the children in you are already in you. But you have to find a woman, make it, because that's the law. You plant the seeds, you have to plant it somewhere. But what even takes you to that planting is this law of assumption. You assume having a child. You want also to know you start loving that thing.
You're expecting.
Pardon?
You have that expectation and anticipation already of having that.
Exactly. You must expect. You must express it, and then you see the woman coming. God is coming to tell her. You see things going well. If they don't go well, that is not the one meant. We said don't resist. We have already talked about those laws, but you don't give up the assumption. So the resistance we said in the other laws is not that you give up. No. It's the assumption you have that will change. That's why I'm telling you, you will get fixed on a job. You ask him for promotion, yet God has kept for you another job somewhere. Ask for a job that will give you more life, will give you more glory, will give God more glory. So whether it's in that organization or another, does not matter. Or ask, live in abundance, live in oneness with God. Where money flows, money is not your worry, everything is there. Probably you're not meant to be in a job. You every day are praying for a job. Because it's not the job you want, my brother. It's a lie.
It's not, yes.
Hey, if you had the $100 million, would you want a job?
Pardon?
Yeah?
Pardon?
If you had $100 million, would you want a job? No, it's not the job you want.
Yeah.
That's why God was very happy when Solomon asked for wisdom. You have asked the best thing, because you will have $100 million and lose it the next day. If you don't have wisdom. So the one who asked for wisdom, he said, because you have asked rightly and asked for wisdom, richness has come, all the other things have come, long life has come, because you asked for wisdom. Let's learn what to ask, my brother. And this law of assumption tells us whatever is related to the law of generation, that what you can assume the thing and bring it into being. But remember, physical formation takes time.
Yes.
The plant must rot, stay some time in the before it starts seeing the seed coming out. Even if it comes out, your interest is not for it to come out, for it to fruit. And that will also take its time. And during that time you're waiting, you have to weed it. Sometimes you have to add soil on it. Sometimes you have to put fertilizer in it. They are laws. It's not that you are sure and it's done.
Okay.
There are things you have to do. You have to do for it to grow towards maturity. And the day you give up, there it stops. Or you only get what other people want you to get.
Oh yeah.
That's why I struggle with my staff here. They think it's me who pays them the money they earn. I tell them it's not. I can only pay from the income available.
Okay.
I can only decide the pay from income available. But if you work and know you're living in an abundant world and attract more opportunities, the payment will improve automatically. But the more you keep thinking it is you who determines it,
Only
the more you're going to see that the enemy who does not want to pay you more.
Yeah.
Yet you know the world is open. You will keep going thinking other people want to pay, yet you are the one paying yourself. You are God himself. You are God, my friend. I've been telling them I'm not their boss, but it's not for people to understand. The Bible tells us to have dominion over what? Over all things in the earth. You cannot, a human being, God, image and likeness. People don't seem to think about that anything. They treat each other. So when you treat someone bad, that's why God is saying you love yourself, because that's God you are loving. God's image and likeness. They don't stop at image, but image and likeness.
Okay.
So if we can come back to that power, just like God assumed let there be a human, let him be this. Actually, the Quran says God was very happy when he created the human. You could see how it looks like. Looks at the face, looks at this, say, wow. Then when he saw it had the memory, he even told the angels, you see, this is better than you. For him, he even has memory unlike you. I don't know if you read the Quran.
No, I haven't read it.
You haven't. No, for us, you cannot understand if you don't read other books. That's why some people who think God is only in the Bible are still babies. It might be a difficult term to understand, but like God is everything. Nothing can be without God. Now, if you understand that, you cannot say he's only in one book. The one that decides whether you can breathe or not, and is letting those people breathe, and you say for them what they believe is not true. You know you are also suffering from something.
Yes.
You say that all Chinese who don't have Christianity, whatever they believe is not, has nothing to do with with the supreme thing.
Yes.
It is you who are asleep.
Yes, exactly.
So we have to take time to study. I think in one of these things you saw Taoism, right? The Tao is one of the best concepts explained. And these things were explained thousands of years before Jesus came. But because people did not understand, that's why Jesus is the most recent representation of God.
Okay.
And by the way, Jesus resides in everybody, every human being, whoever is able to breathe. Without Jesus, you cannot breathe. Just that people are ignorant. Whatever they abuse, whatever they say, it's like a child who denies the parent. You cannot know God if you don't have Jesus in you. Jesus is that saving grace. Jesus means God saves. It's not a person per se. This person just represented. Jesus is the saving grace, and Christ is the oneness. So when you have this oneness with God, you are now a Christ. You are living as Christ. That's why they call him Jesus the Christ. Jesus, the one who knows his oneness with God. Well, Satan is the opposite. He's also called the Satan. It's not a person, it's the concept. The Satan, the Christ. But because of religion, people take them as if they are names of people. It's just like saying the president is Museveni. It's not true. Bandy? Right now, yes, there will be a president after Museveni. Presidency is the title, is the concept. The leader of the country, there will be another, but now he's the one. So Jesus, the one who lived, the one who came to show us Jesus, the God who saves. In other words, Jesus is Jesus, but Jesus is not the only Jesus.
Okay.
He was the demonstration of that God who saves. That God. Once you are with God, He will save you from anything. Once you are one with Him, you can achieve everything. But people killed Him for what? Saying the Son of God. But how can you? How? So this is the sin. This is the sin. Hitting the blow. Missing the mark. Human beings believe they are just there. And now for us who know, we live sort of in a burden. At my home, I'm always talking, you can't be sick. You can't do this. I mean, if you cannot sleep, you cannot sleep. Even among you people, if you tell that sickness, where do we go? You know, if you want God, and if you don't believe in God, you don't know God. It is until we lose that connection that we start to suffer these things. And that's why we pray, keep that connection. God, help me to keep in you and you in me. That's why even Jesus kept saying, it is not I who doeth the works. It is the Father in me that doeth the work. It is always God. So it's not you actually doing. It's not you healing. It is the God in you. But you have to maintain that connection with God. If it severs, nothing. But many of us live like we are separate. And by choice, it's us who ask God to come. God, where is He? You're saying He comes from where? Wanji?
Comes from above.
Where God is with you. It's in your heart.
Yeah, within us. Yes,
there are so many verses in the Bible telling you how to commune with God, where God is, where God resides, where the kingdom of God is. But we still live like God is somewhere.
Yes.
That's why the other day my sister's son was at my home and got sick. And you know, when you understand these things, you see God expression in everything. And you see how people know God so much. Then you say, go that the heart does not lie.
Okay.
The word can say something else. That's why go in your heart. How often do you go in your heart? How often do you go in your heart here and say, this is what my heart really wants?
I think that's the connection we lost.
Pardon?
That's the connection we lost, most of us.
Exactly. So that's the connection we need to find. Go to our heart. That's why they say in our language, they say, does it mean he does not have the one pumping heart? After I've been amazed on this journey to learn how Africans knew God so much. They knew every concept. Yes. You have no heart. The heart is the real thing in this world. And it's not the physical object. It is the condition of perfect love, of perfect care for others, of Ubuntu. When you say love, Ubuntu is love. I am because you are. And because you are, we are. You believe that God is foreign, God came from somewhere, is not in Africa. Something. I've been telling you about receiving by giving. Me, when I grew up in my village, when you grow the first harvest, before you eat, you have to harvest something and give it to a neighbor.
Yeah. Yes.
If you want neighbor, you know what the same. If the same, it was like a law. I don't know whether it still happens.
And yes, that's
Yes, this is the tithing talked about in the Bible. Huh? You know that you have to thank God and you thank God through others.
Others, yes.
Huh? It has been there in our culture, just that we are empty in our eyes. Like Jesus said, they have eyes, but
They do not
they have
see.
ears, they don't. God has been expressing himself the same way everywhere. Huh? But because people want to judge each other, say this is ungodly, this is this. The energy is there, but there is always bad energy. And people who get, for example, now me where I am, if I decided to start a religion, for example, in quotes, I will confuse very many people. That people who understand want to become God, and take over the position of God. People start asking from them, and
Yes.
I'm really Lord, my bishop, my what, my. No, but every human being has direct connection to God. Directly, you are not less than anybody else. Yes, we can, ask for blessing of people God has blessed clearly, but we have the connection. And if we live in that connection and dwell in it, that's why they use that word, dwell in it. Dwell means stay in it.
Okay.
It's not going there and leaving. For dwelling, you have to dwell there. And once you dwell there, the energies of the world will see, oh, and then they will bring what it is that you want, if you're ready for it. But it has to start with you. The spark has to start with you in desire, and then you assume it will already be there. I'm sure I said Mark 11:25. I think that's the verse. That if you want to achieve, believe that you already have it. It is when Jesus said all these things. Because he said, but it's in the Bible, your Bible. Believe that you already have it and it will be yours.
Yes.
You have to know, remember I told you, you don't know kids are in you, you will not even sleep with a woman. You have no children already there.
They're already there, yeah.
That you deserve the children, see the unseen. It is the secret of revelation. You have revealing, you know the thing before it is there. That's why there are revelation churches that have that ability for things to reveal through you.
Okay.
The whole village will grow out of you, from your child, from your sons, to the other sons, their children. I hope the law is clear.
Okay.
And if you have time, go to the internet, look for this guy called Never God that he dedicated his life to this concept of
I look
imagination.
for who?
Huh?
Someone called who?
Never God that.
Okay.
I learned a lot from him. And I thank God really that I met this pleasant gentleman. There's the way he teaches the Bible, there's the way he teaches things quite different from the usual. Neville Goddard. He's the one who came up with this. The law was there, but he's the one who popularized it. The law of assumption. You assume things, and they will be. Everything was first assumed before it could be. And for him, he says God is imagination. That's why that imagination comes from image. That's why he imagined human beings and made them in his image.
Good. Okay.
So our creative power is that imagination. If you don't imagine, assume how the building will be, the house will be. That's why there are plans. Now we build buildings on a plan. That plan is there before the house is there, and that's what they approve. Even the usual world is coming into that. You have to first assume the building before it can even be approved. So even the carnal world is coming to these principles. They ask you for the plan, what you intend to do, how do it look like. When you are designing websites, they walk up. You have to assume how it will be like. Okay. Otherwise, they say you are not. So very, very, very strong law. This one was also clear.
Okay, just a simple explanation.
Pardon?
Oh, Would love just a simple explanation. Because explanation takes more.
This law tells us in short that there is always supply. Supply is available and abundant. The things we need, money. Money is available in all kinds of amounts that you want. Everything you want. You want a woman, women will always be there. A man, men are there. That people who get to know this law, that supply is available.
Okay.
There cannot be demand when there is no supply. Every time you desire something, if you desire a kite because the kite is there, you desire a phone because the phone is there, you desire a particular type of phone because it's there. You cannot desire what is not there. It's not possible.
Oh.
It's not possible in this world. There is the information that there is something. When you desire a promotion, you know there is the promotion, it's there. God is working with you, but you must find a way through it. So this law reminds us that there is always more. Nature was intended that way. That the needs of man will be adequately supplied too. So once you know this secret, it's the secret behind the abundance, behind the successful living. The people who make money, some people say money is hard to get. When you hear these things, but supply is ask Bill Gates, ask Elon Musk, ask the bills here. People don't, I wish people understood that people can understand just one bit. The money they have just given to me. The one who is already rich, when Jesus told you with more will be given. Oh my God. It is the law. It is the law. So supply is unlimited. That's why man is never satisfied. Man knows that the people know it is there in you. That's why when you get this type of car, you want another one. Why? Because you know that supply is always there. And this fact is deployed by many, but because God did not intend for man that should never be satisfied. But because you have that link to God, you know things are available. You want even things of your neighbor, some people, because you don't know that he's also entitled. He's also part of God. So this law tells us that there is perpetual increase. Whatever is there, more is coming. You see rivers flow, water keeps coming. Where does it come from?
Never
There is
ending.
more. So you don't worry. That's why you say, don't worry. That's why people with money, because there is more, there is a lot of supply, they don't worry. We see the things they buy in their house like they're going for Christmas. Yet it's the normal day. So there is perpetual increase, perpetual progress, perpetual growth. Because supply, the God we are part of is unlimited. He's always supplying, has made things for us. This is what this law tells us. That we are entitled, but it's you to link yourself, to connect to yourself, so that you can live in this entitlement of a full and ever increasing supply of any and every good that you may need or desire. So long as it's meant for you, because some of us don't go wishing to take another person's money. That's what I'm telling you. Pray for something. Don't say I want to take that person's job. For him, where do you want him to go? That's why when you pray to remove the 7, you're not praying well. Pray for good leadership, for power changing the hand, and for peace and love. And then you will see the man going. Hey, I want money like that one. I want to take that car. Why? Has God run out of money? Everybody can have, and they will still be more. Just like air. That's why I tell people, and of course we are training people to be masters also, that go and ask this air. Air is more important than anything else in the world. But who is worried that the other one has big noses, they will build more air?
No one.
No one. So if the most important thing we are not worried, we know there is the supply. Supply is always there. How come now these are the simpler things we are worried about them? The most important, we are not worried. But now a job, you get worried. Money, you get worried. But the one who is alive, who is breathing, has everything they need. It is within, but you have to learn it. I think in a few days I'll be teaching about how to tap the invisible and make it visible. Understand it and make, in other words, operate well at the spiritual level, which is part of the examples I'm giving you. Because they tell us when you have a chance with someone, you never know whether you get another chance. If I don't teach in a sense like school that I'll have the chance next time. When I see I've committed your time,
okay.
that I can.
I see that, because
but God's supply is abundant, over there, and you shouldn't worry. That's why you should never think in terms of taking other people's things. They also take it. Just pray for you as it will come. There is always more. There is more.
Amen.
So that limited thinking is the one that makes us struggle, compete with others.
Okay.
Because you believe jobs are few. You believe getting income is only in a job. You are the one limiting yourself. There are people who don't have a job and they live large.
Yeah.
But beyond living large, remember, things can never satisfy a person. What satisfies the person is actually this connection with God. Because whatever situation comes, you will manage it. That is the biggest security you can ever have. I'm telling you, get money like people who win the lottery. You will get money, $2 million, and lose it in a very bad transaction.
Okay.
But when you're with God, you're always having wisdom. You do the best actions. Even if you don't have money, something will happen. Because money is just one of the energies. What you need most is God. Once you're connected with God, every other thing will come. That's why they say, seek first the kingdom of
God,
and the rest shall
come, follow.
And that's what we are also helping you, our brothers and sisters, to appreciate, to master. And if you do master it, it's better than mastering gold. It's better than getting a gold mine.
True.
Because you have got everything. You always know, once you capture yourself and say, let God take control and let God do this. The thing that you want. And we usually add the word to say that do it to do it for the good of all. Under grace in a perfect way. We usually want to remind people to add that in their prayer. Let me get a promotion under grace in the most perfect way. Because you may get a promotion and they sack you the job. They have been stopping some jobs. You get promoted and that job is the one cut off the next day. But when you put yourself under the grace of God always, and in the most perfect way, you are telling the world that you don't just want everything. No, you want the one that is under grace and in the most perfect way. So it's a very good thing to add to your prayers always. That let there be this. And remember, the best prayer is declaring. I will have one lesson on utterances, the power of utterance. This begging is not the language of God. God says, let there be, let there be. He said, let me have this job under grace in the most perfect way. Those are prayers at a higher level that keeps you connected. You're still mindful of others, and you're still mindful of God's what? You're not just saying, let there be. Because let there be can be misused. But under grace is under the wish of God, under the will of God. So this is also clear. I want to believe. The law of action, this I want to believe is very clear.
Yes.
You must do something like I told you. The fact that the seed is in you of a child, you cannot have the child sitting at home. You must find a lady, convince her, go to her parents or whatever. You have to do something. Everything you have to do something. There's that inspired action. But we say actions that are not inspired by God will also not yield the right result.
Okay.
So your thoughts and feelings or the emotions must lead to inspired action, because only this can lead to results. So you don't just assume. If you assume a house, Remember, you're still going to collect land, you're still going to get the money, build the house. Hey, if you get money and you don't want to build the house, you can easily go and play cards and that money.
Oh.
Yeah, so all these things are connected. So this law of action is like the surface law. Must do something. You want it, start doing, start moving. You don't say you want a wife and you don't want to say any woman. You don't want to look. It will not work. It's not the law of God. That's why people don't understand the simple things like putting a hand up and stopping rain. You have to do an action. You don't just play with your hands in the pocket that rain stops. You put your hand to the heavens. You have to do some action. Some action is expected before anything. That's why I told you to chase disease. You don't just say go. You can, but when you put your hand and be like you're rubbing it off where it's paining, it adds some action. You have to do some inspired action so that you believe, you have faith in that you're saying. So if you don't fulfill the law of action, all other will not work. And I want to believe you understood this. You understood this, right? It sort of summarizes all the others. That we need luck, we need Gwarwanga, which now we say is grace. But people will say luck actually laboring, luck is laboring under correct knowledge. So when you have this knowledge, there is no way you will not achieve. Pardon?
There is an aspect of still laboring.
Of what?
Of laboring. Of getting
yes, certainly. You have to labor, but you are laboring under what?
The correct.
Under correct knowledge. You know, knowledge can be incorrect. Now, when you have the knowledge that you're one with God, that you can order things into being, you can assume them, but you have to do some action. You have to plant good deeds in order to receive. If you labor under correct knowledge, you will certainly achieve in this life. So this is it, my brother, unless there is something else. There are these notes on the laws, why we need to respect them, why they're important. Because we have to grow. In this world, if we don't learn the laws, we shall die and come back, still to learn more, Even if not, but those, when we say what we call heaven, remember there is not one heaven. They say the heavens.
Yes.
So the heavens are in levels. So when you have grown and you have matured, you have mastered the world, then you can go in the heaven where God lives, in the higher heavens, and then live there as a soul, probably also guiding others. And that really is the objective of every soul, to come to the earth. And I want to tell you from what I have read, they tell us that when souls are fighting to come back here, they know their oneness with God, they know the power, they know they can come here and order everything, and it is. But the agreement is when you come here, you must forget. The soul agreement. When you come, you must forget. Wow. That's why children cry. They say, is this how it is? Is this how bad the situation is? Because there everything is nice and you see the power you have, you see everything clearly. But when you come here, but you see immediately they cry, calling for attention to be attended to. And whoever is there will attend to them. It is the law. So once we understand these laws, we grow, we mature, we stop suffering, we stop over expectation, we stop over fixation with things, because we know things will come and go. Things come and go. The body that we thought is yours will age out and will disappear. It's not you. But you remain the same person who was 2 years. You're still the same person. So if you are fixated with things that are passing, that's why they say go inside your spirit, your heart. The heart is the one that is unending, unchanging, limitless. And you don't contaminate it so that you can live a good life. So these I had already shared yesterday, so we are clear about the oneness. So these laws help you to be, they help in oneness with God, really tune into God, and keep there, and know who you are, and use that energy to move the world. And you can, based on these laws, to express yourself. Like here I shared in Job, there, have you ever given orders to the morning or shown the dawn its place, that it might make the earth by the edges and shake the wicked out of it? That's why I told you, you can tell the wicked to get out of your way. When you are moving, tell the wicked to get out of accident, to go far from your road. Because remember, accident is there. You have to order it out of the way. Rebuke it if you can. If the car tries to swerve, rebuke the accident. Say, accident, you a liar. Get out. You are not supposed to be here. I'm living in God's power, and in God's power, you don't have any presence. But what happens? The car swerves, and you are worried like, hey. Yet these are tests to show your power, to appear, to show up. You think the earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment. Garments are made. All those things are things where they are made with dexterity. So also take charge of your life and weave it. You are the one with the clay. You are the one creating your world. Weave it carefully with knowledge and create the life that you want. That's what this is all about. Okay, any questions? Any other questions? Wanji?
Hello?
Yes?